Gonna find Bolu, but does get hit markers by Jez. Going up against, they're now all tied up. 1-1. Theo is going to get taken down by Jazz. You can now see Jazz pushing up towards the B flag. The rock that 35 round. See that we have Bake pushing up incredibly far, but this should be a free kill for Theo. Sure enough, it's that push from the backside. Finds Jazz.
Vou cavar cima, cava esquerda, cava esquerda.
Tem um, só tem um. Vai ter mais um.
Aí tem que botar essa. Pode ver agora, calma.
Nossa!
And we've got two players left to deal with. FN 420. Oh my god, Lucky, what the hell was that? Count them out. Can't Lucky is Dark Wizard. You're the only hope here, Dark Wizard. Oh my God, we've got a 2v5 that is a reality. Lydia looking for the shots. Lydia's gonna round the corner. Lydia finds one. Lydia just needs to find Lucky. Doesn't have it. We're going to another round. The most at the moment finds another one. Just an absolute demon. Moving quick in with the side of Nova. Danger just going in.
People see, there is one A now.
Marvel misses one, but doesn't miss twice.
Out. Oh my. Chris, he's all one. Four. Where you at, homie? I know you're in a typical sniper on this area, but right now you're getting sniped. 80 with close. Lucky. Get headshot. Cosmo, you want the smoke. Get it too, homie. We got a 1v1.
Oh my goodness, Iona! Bro, watch.
X7 was left alive. Now it's Iona looking to make the...
Yo, this girl's dirty! Aggressively push up to this degree. Lydia's able to find one. Artem, Misa coming through. What's that? Is that a kilo? Whoa! Artemisa, the Damascus kilo. Ooh, Kells. Finds one, is looking for two, but Artemisa. Yo, this girl kinda nuts in the kilo, bro.
Yo, how are you?
I have been. Down herself on that Sparrow shot. But the Angels do maintain this P3. Oh, Brigstock! Well, it was looking good for a minute there, Verdict, at the beginning of this round, but it has quickly gone in. I think you're right on the money. The arrow can push that up, finds two in the feed to start things off. Those double kills are worth a ton of points, let alone you.
Oh, this is so terrible, Gil. I can't believe
You got it. You got it. I
I
believe in you.
can't believe you convinced me to do this. Whew. Whew. All right, guys, we're here for Mobile Mayhem. We're gonna do a little something extra special since we got Gil here today, and since we have Zygnus right off the rip. I'm gonna make a fool of myself for all of you. Yeah. So, bienvenidos amigos. Estamos aquí para Mobile Mayhem North America. Conmigo esta noche es Gilmania.
Hey, ¿qué pasa? ¿Cómo están, gente? Como ahí acaban de escuchar,
Oh,
The
this is
Innomine
so
va a estar
terrible.
presentando en español. No, you're good, you're killing it, you're killing it. ¿Cómo estás, The Innomine?
Estoy bien, amigo. ¿Y tú?
Muy bien, emocionado por las partidas de Zygnus y Mayhem. Excited
Oh.
about Zygnus and Mayhem game.
Yeah, that was rough. We're trying to get the straight face back on here. We're
Okay.
we're doing it. We're here for it. We're doing it, and we're excited for the games here today. First up, we are gonna have a great matchup for you guys. It's gonna be Zygnus versus the NYSL Mayhem, bringing some of that LATAM love to the mix. And then certainly one of the most well-known COD organizations for North America. That's going to be the NYSL Mayhem. And, this will hopefully be a really good match. I do believe we have Little B back for the Mayhem today, so that should be a pretty big factor, Gil.
Yeah, I noticed that when they were playing for the stage 2, they were playing with the Little B, and if I'm not mistaken, they got a 30, of course, rank. Not the same as Scrims, but I gotta mention that he was looking pretty alright. I saw a couple of those games. I don't remember where, but it's good to have him back. It's been a while since I've seen him on anywhere, actually, just purely streaming. So, what do you think about it? You think it's gonna be a 2-0 victory for one of the two? Maybe we're gonna get to a third map. What are your thoughts?
I certainly think this should be a good matchup. My one question with the Mayhem is, so they have Little B back today, which is a really big advantage to them in one sense of the word. Obviously, he's been kind of one of the missing pieces of the puzzle. We still have Space, who can snipe for the team, but a lot of times Space really wants to be in that SKS role, especially in the Search and Destroy. Little B typically going to be your starting sniper, so having him back is great on that front. However, he's been in Mongolia for a while and hasn't necessarily been able to fully practice with the team, and that could certainly be a hindrance in its own right. We look over at the opposition, and we've got Zygnus, who kind of do have a different roster every time we see them play. It's usually like one of these players will be subbing out for the likes of a Just or a Zai or whoever it may be. But the lineups for tonight is going to be Raballo, Space, Carlos, Little B, and Nero. They're going to be up against Zygnus, Kimlax, Envoy, Yuhi, Raven, and Titio. And I do believe we have our best of 3 map selection available if you want to start running through those for us, Gil.
Absolutely. As you already know, a best of 3 where we're going to start. That's Hardpoint on Raid. Moving on to Search and Destroy on Meltdown, and a potential third map of Domination on Standoff. The bans from Mayhem was Domination on Summit, and from Zygnus, Hardpoint on Crossfire.
All
Jesus
right,
Christ,
well,
that was
we
a
are
big
getting into the
start.
game pretty quick. Yeah, that was a quick one right off the rip. We're actually not going to have time to get our nice little transition in, but that is A-okay. And Mayhem off the rip are actually kind of filling up the feed right now.
Yeah, the way they are starting is really, really good. They got everybody in or in the outskirts of the area. Specifically, I want to go right now with Space, as we all know. Playing with the SKS from the inside of it. I usually see him over at the laundry area, but in here, seems like he feels confident enough to actually be inside of the point. For the time being, he's already with 1 kill. Currently looking at the enemy spawn. Seems like Zygnus decided to opt for a different strategy, pushing from both angles at the same time. Just like that, they're gonna be out of the hard point, but it also means that Mayhem may start rotations onto P2.
Well, Mayhem have a good start on the P1 and are set up well for potentially having a good P2 here. One thing I do want to point out here early on is that Tatio is 100% AFK, not here, hasn't moved a step out of spawn, doesn't have a kill, doesn't have a death. I mean, has just not been here at all. We've been completely watching a 4 versus 5, and you know, I think for Mayhem, who again maybe have a little bit of a hindrance in the sense that, you know, again they're playing with a player that hasn't been able to scrim with them. Oh man, I was hoping he was gonna at least rejoin and maybe the Mayhem get a second to warm up and get going, because we know the Mayhem are an elite team, right? We know they're a team that can compete with the best of the best, and having Little B is certainly a great opportunity for them. But I didn't want to see them win in 4v5 fashion, right? I wanted to see this one go down to the wire, be a great game, and unfortunately at this level of competition, I think this is probably going to start to slip away to the side of the Mayhem.
Yeah, slowly but surely we're gonna see that advantage grow into the hands of the New York Subliners, who are already with their rotations onto the garage area. Juhi with 6 kills is trying through the smoke, through laundry, just trying to find an opening inside of this place, but it's gonna be a tough battle for the side of Zygnus to fight against. It's already hard enough as it is to fight against Mayhem, but with 1 less player, you are in for trouble right now. Raven trying to get inside, gets taken down by Carlinhos. Carlinhos finding a double onto Envoy. Rivaldo getting another kill, and the point continues to be for the side of Mayhem. I don't know, man. We all know the insane level that Zygnus has, but to fight a 5v3, I don't know if it's gonna be enough for them.
Alright, well, we'll have to see. Yuhi making a big rotation. Does pick up 1 onto Little B. Envoy is able to take down Carlos, but again, you go into the money hill on a raid map. You don't have that extra player to try to make that push with you, and it is going to be a uphill battle nonstop. And while we have a bit of a lead here, I think let's go ahead and jump in with the side of the Mayhem. Again, they're playing with Little B here today, who hasn't been around. So let's go get an idea of how those comms are coming through, how in practice he still is, because right now, I mean, he's dang near top frag. I mean, it's Rabolo at 13 and 15 or 13 and 5, and Little B's at 11 and 7 is the next closest. So let's go just get an idea of how they're playing together.
Let's go.
Top. They're spotting top. They got top.
Money, another money.
Top, two more top, multiple top.
Andy, one shot. Flank. Andy, one shot.
One way smoking top. It's smoking top. Hey, I smoked top.
Money.
They have to break their main. They are right now.
Holding top.
Rocks, one shot. Sniper this. Spotting top. They got top.
Jungle. Oh my god, jungle.
Top. They're coming top. Watch your top.
Vamos, top.
There, baby.
Yeah, one more main nice. Push in there.
Stairs.
Hey, play new. Okay, guys, open up, play new.
Hey, leave me.
Two stairs.
Hey, go to the top then. Go to the top.
One pull. Two mid. One pull, one mid. Pull him mid.
Push the hold. He pushed the hold. I got shot from top.
One top. Hey, one top and one basketball. Dude, this one out all. There's one out. Watch him, mister. Watch him, mister. Do the.
Staff for the roll. They're in active VCs.
Name's mute, please. All right, guys. Sorry about that. We do have a little bit of a lead for the side of the Mayhem, which again is as expected for the side of, you know, the fact that they have a 4v5 going right now, right? And it's in their favor. We might get an opportunity to listen in with Zygnus as well, depending on how the matchup goes. But definitely going to be a landslide victory for the side of the Mayhem right now, right?
Yeah, 186 and still ramping up in their favor. It was understandable. The second we saw Tatillo stopped was a tough moment for Zygnus. Now, when he just completely got kicked out of the lobby, it was already game over for them. They're still going to be trying to head over onto P1 reset, but it is just going to be too late for him to be over there. And yeah, they even try to rotate in there, but Space kicking them out one by one. Revallo gonna help out to clear that point entirely. 22 kills for Revallo. More players from Zygnus trying to rotate inside. Revallo gonna be taken down by Raven, but immediately Raven falls to the hands of Carlinhos. Carlinhos, one of the most recent additions to the Mayhem roster in a way, and has been a great addition in my opinion. 17 kills with every streak available. Just getting some more intel with those airstrike and the cluster strike. Only 20 more seconds, and this could be the last point for this.
Yeah, and one thing I will say is you can look at this matchup and say, well, the 4v5 makes it obvious that it is going to be a Mayhem victory, and while that is true, I will say that Mayhem were also just winning a lot of their gunfights here today, and you know, to be fair, not having Tatillo in the mix is certainly a really big disadvantage for the side of Zygnus, and as a result, you know, you're going to have that 250 to 33 game 1 victory come through for the Mayhem, and hopefully we'll have a 5v5 for the Search and Destroy, because this is one of the matchups that I was the most excited about tonight, Gil. I was like, you know, right off the bat, we're going to have a match that could go to a game 3, and clearly that just has started off a little bit rough. There's still potential for that, but we'll have to see if Zygnus are able to stabilize their connection or whatever it may be. I obviously know that there's perhaps the nicest way to put it is maybe some server issues with maybe some of the northern LATAM servers, largely the Mexico servers, and that certainly could be an issue. I hope they get that fixed. I know I've seen a lot of Zygnus and 11T on Twitter looking for that support certainly this year. And, you know, hopefully they'll get it for the sake of competition.
Yeah, but I think the problem is that his internet itself is the one that went down. I just looked at the Discord, and he sent a couple of pictures of Discord not working. The computer overall is just not working. I don't know if there's a possibility for him to just, you know, get the data to work on the phone, although maybe being on Discord will not be a possibility. At least playing would be a big part of it, but if it doesn't, man, you said it yourself, I had high hopes for this game between Mayhem and Zygnus, and watch it slip through their fingers with a single issue that is just gonna be unrecoverable. Not being able to recover from would be pretty sad, actually.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, it'll be obviously. Obviously, we have some potential, right? Where we could see Tatillo maybe try to play on data. That's like one benefit of mobile gaming as opposed to, you know, a console or anything of the mix there, right? Because, you know, if your internet's out, your PC, you don't really have options. If your consoles, or if your internet's out and you're on console, you don't really have options. Mobile, maybe they take that chance, but with the lineup that Zygnus have, I certainly would expect that maybe we see them pull a sub in. You know, we were mentioning that they have Just as well as Zai on this roster, so those are certainly options that I think fill in well. And at least I would say Zai, and this is absolutely not at all disrespect towards Just, but I think Zai is on a very similar skill level to Tatio, especially looking at the search and destroy, where a sniper can really reign supreme.
Yeah, definitely. I think it would be a really good option to have him to sub in. The thing is, like, sometimes players or teams may not be as prepared as they should in a way. You know, sometimes you are like, okay, this is gonna be the roster, and the others can just chill for a bit. But that chill for a bit can turn on to not being available at a close call. But yeah, there right now I do see that Tatillo is gonna be back on Discord, which could be a good sign. I haven't gone back. He's back in the lobby as well, so okay, he's back, but we're still gonna have to wait to see how stable his internet connection is going to be, right, Day?
Yeah, of course, and you know, we certainly want these players to have the best opportunity that they can. Again, I'm still really on top of looking for that game 3 would be ideal for me. It's a little unfortunate that we had to see the 4v5 there off the rip, but you know, that is just sometimes the way it works, right? Technology is great until it's not. And, you know, that's just something that we're going to have to live with. And, you know, as we're getting ready for our next matchup, it is going to be that Search and Destroy on Meltdown, which certainly does offer you a couple different play styles that maybe Zygnus can capitalize on shifting their strategy throughout the series, and maybe they can find an advantage there, because both of these teams historically are very, very strong Search and Destroy teams, right? So I don't think this matchup goes really heavily one way or another as long as Tatio's internet stays stable. One thing I will make note of is not having that sniper presence for the side of Zygnus, or at least not that Zy presence. Maybe will limit what they're able to pull together on a map that can capitalize so well on a sniper force.
Yeah, and where you got on the other side, Space, Little B. I think those two would be the main snipers, but I've also seen in the past Carlinhos show some great potential with the DLQ. And on the other end from Cygnus, I think Tatillo is a player that sometimes likes to expand his possibilities by playing with a sniper. Not being the regular sniper, usually he likes to pick the Arctic 50. But yeah, like you said it, this map can be so heavily orientated, specifically on the beginning of the rounds, or if the push goes to the side of boilers. But we'll have to wait and see. All right, most players are gonna be ready the second those are settled, and we're gonna be starting. I'm really hoping to see a victory for Zygnus. You know, I think the perfect way I've heard you say it in the past is the fact that I'm not rooting against Mayhem. It's just I'm rooting for Zygnus so we get even more action out of these two, because game 1 was just a flop.
Yeah, that is certainly a big thing, especially as a caster. I think people a lot of times like think, and specifically in a Search and Destroy, if I'm rooting for the underdog, I think people take it as I'm rooting against one team, but that's not the case. You know, we really do like to get that game 3 opportunity, especially when you have two teams that are very, very even as far as skill level goes, right? And I would say that the Mayhem and Zygnus teams are pretty much like picture perfect description of that, right? They're teams that doesn't matter what region they're playing in, are pretty consistently competing at the top, right? You know, Mayhem's competing for a 1 through 3 spot most of the time in NA, and as well they're competing up at the top of LATAM as well. You look at the side of Zygnus, boom. You look at NA, they're right there in that number 1 through 3 contest as well, and they are quite often number 1 in the LATAM region. So we'll have to see as things continue to roll forward. Looks like we did have maybe connection issues with one of the players of Zygnus. I think it was Tatio loaded in late again, so unsure if I
think it was Mayhem actually. I don't know. I saw
we
Mayhem.
had 5 Mayhems load
sure.
in and 4 Zygnus, and when all of Zygnus left and the game officially started,
it could have been
it
that.
was space first Tatio. So I think Tatio is still maybe experiencing some issues.
Ah man, that's the thing, you know, that's the thing with Wi-Fi. You can't always 100% of the time rely on it. There are certain areas where it may fail more often than in others, but It's always annoying, doesn't matter where you are. If it's just a random casual game or the highest competitive scene, as it can be mentioned here for Mobile Mayhem, it is always going to be annoying, particularly today, as I think most of us were thrilled to see these two teams. Everybody seems ready, but at the same time, I feel like admins are probably going to be asking them what the deal is going to be about that. Oh, okay, okay. I think we might see some changes, yeah, in the lobby, right? What is gonna be that day? Who's gonna be joining us? Tell us.
Well, we have Tatio
You called
unable to get his internet together for today, which is all fine and dandy. You know, we'd love to see him, but I do think this is a good fill-in for them, especially for a map like Meltdown. We've got Zy coming through and is going to be that that talent for the side of Zygnus. Now we're just waiting on Little B to get readied up, and we'll get you guys into the action. It looks like here we go, Gil.
Here we go. Attempt number... actually only attempt number 2 to start this game. Vamos a empezar esta partida day. Y yo diría que podríamos irnos con Kimwax. Kimwax por parte del equipo de Zygnus, uno de esos que quizá no está tan consistente en el roster principal, pero que ha demostrado en múltiples ocasiones tener muchos destellos de grandeza. Todo el equipo de Zygnus se dirige hacia la zona media y de pilares. Cae también Raven en conjunto con la mayoría de ellos. Envoy sí que se lleva la primera baja, se lleva la doble, pero cae a manos de Nero. Kimwax se queda solo, 1 contra 2. Han pasado solo 20 segundos y ya ha muerto casi todo mundo. La bomba que está siendo plantada a manos de Nero. Kimwax, que se da cuenta que aún está en la zona de pilares, decide pushear, se va a encontrar el primer rival, se intenta llevar la baja, pero Nero le dice que no. That round went 20 seconds and 7 people already died there.
Yeah, definitely a aggressive first round of the Search and Destroy here that the NYSL Mayhem are able to come through and pick up, but again, we certainly can't count Zygnus out here. We've seen them have some great Search and Destroy performances in the past. I'd love to see this one go all the way to around 11. And, you know, Zygnus, they need to have a good performance here early. They're on the defense. They need to pick up a couple of rounds. This map specifically is quite often dominated by the fact that on the offense, you have an opportunity to go one way or another. The way you play B is way different than the way you play A on this map. So getting some rounds early here for Zygnus is definitely a big cushion. We see a big round to answer back from the Mayhem's round win. I mean, that was another very, very fast round to Search and Destroy. And, you know, vamos Zygnus, vamos NYSLM. You know, we're just hoping to have a great game here.
Yeah, they're going to be tied up 1 for each. On the third round, 2 players are going to be dropped on each team. I right now want to go with Nero in the middle of the map. Going to be hunting this side player from Zygnus. Gets the kill. Carlinhos finds the knock onto Raven. Yet again, Zygnus on the brink of losing this round. Envoy is going to be the last player alive. Bomb is going to be planted over at Pillars, which could be a good cue for Envoy to try reacting here. He's going to find the first enemy here in front of him. But, oh my god. He had the advantage that he was just waiting and aiming for this kill, but Carlinhos' reaction just perfect there to find that last knock. And once again, the lead is in the hands of Mayhem.
Defend the objective, have the bomb.
All right, well, 2-1 advantage is in favor of the Mayhem right now, and we've got 2 more rounds of their offense. They would certainly be looking to capitalize here, and they might have an opportunity to. You can see the aggressive A push. Little B and Carlos each can come through, find a kill. Rabalo is looking for the peak. Didn't quite find anything, but we're going to get the bomb plant out of Nero. We've got multiple players of the Mayhem rotating to cover some of those angles. Envoy finds 1, finds 2. Zy finds one of his own. Raven picks up Nero. Just like that, we're looking at a 1 versus 1 Space versus Raven.
At this point, the 1v1 is going to come through. Space gets the kill. And I got to tell you, I think it took longer for us to start this game than it took for us to get onto the 5th round. This is just complete chaos everywhere. Just bullets flying left to right, people dying all across the middle ground of this map. And yet again, it seems like everybody's going on to the pillars. and the fight is about to continue. Let's go with Amboy in the middle of the map, going under this tunnel to try to surprise someone in here through the smoke. Let's see if he finds space, gets the call, starts shooting at him, but doesn't really get the knock. Now Space gonna be really looking at this window and finds the snipe onto Envoy. At the same time, Sai getting that kill onto one of the enemies. Bomb has been planted, less than 40 seconds on the clock, and this is another perfect opportunity to make him to get more of an advantage lead here. Yuhi gets a kill, Raven gets taken down, Sai gets another knock. It's gonna be a 3v2, 25 seconds on the clock, another knock is in favor of Nero. Defending on the other end, there's gonna be Little B. His ally is halfway through. 15 seconds, and that's another knock for Mayhem. It's only a 1v2. Kimwax does get one kill, but the player's advantage is too strong. Nothing to be done. And a heavy lead for Mayhem, 4-1. Teams are gonna be flipping spawns, but although we got the sub in, it just feels like it's too much of a change for Zygnus here.
You know, I'm trying really hard, Gil. I'm trying really hard. I know you've been putting in some work for the LATAM fans. They're casting some of this game in Spanish. And listen, I wish I had the confidence. I really do. Every time I try, I'm like, we can do this, we can do this. It all falls apart, and I'm like, I can't do this. We're gonna make a massive fool of ourselves, and you know, maybe we'll give it another shot here soon. But Yuhi does find one on Raballo, brings things back to a 2 versus 3 with the advantage still in the favor of the Mayhem right now. But Yuhi pushed on over. Ooh, he does find a couple shots, but takes a couple of his own and is gonna just peek on back. Now Zai pushing down, might rotate right into Nero here. Didn't see him. Oh, Nero's gonna get a free one. Yuhi does get the refrag, but it's now 2v1 in favor of Mayhem.
And here Juki gonna find another enemy with a slide pick. Carlinhos gets the better end of this trade. Round after round, I've seen Carlinhos on multiple situations just clutching these rounds up. And let me tell you about the fact that he's the player with the most kills alongside with Nero. These two players have been tremendous for the squad. But not only them, also Little B with 7 kills. This sniper player for Mayhem now gonna be pushing through bowlers. Everybody from Zygnus is going in here. It's gonna be tough for him to defend. Yuki decided to stay on the outside of pillars. He's gonna find the first enemy. That's gonna be Carlinhos. Carlinhos is down, and so are his hopes of staying alive. Yuki pushing to get some more with his Mac 10. Bomb has not been planted, which was the initial thought process by Zygnus, and that could be a bit of a problem, but they are still trying to slowly but surely get into the action here.
Well, Nero slides right into Yuhi, and that's going to be another kill going over to the side of Zygnus, who are looking to fight back into this matchup here. They're down 5-1. Raballo does find a big kill before getting taken down. Space is able to take down Zai. That brings things a little bit closer. It's now a 3 versus 2 with only 25 seconds left on the clock that the side of Zygnus need to defend with man advantage as well. Space takes down one. Little B finds Envoy, and just like that, the switch has flipped, and it's Kimwax. 15 seconds on the clock. Has to clutch up the 1v2 for the team here. Can't win the gunfight. And that's going to be the Mayhem coming through with a 6-1 victory to close out the 2-1 or 2-0 victory for tonight. They'll pick themselves up 20 points, which definitely going to help them in the standings. But Zygnus, they're going home empty-handed here today.
And this was not what I was expecting for the first match of the night. Unfortunately, Zygnus could not bounce back up. Mayhem just taking their opportunities and playing their cards to the fullest. They take the dub in a clean 2-0 fashion on here for S&D. It ended up being 6-1. You know, nothing to be said about them. They did a tremendous job. They worked the way onto victory, and they are certainly gonna be getting it, like you mentioned, and that's gonna be a good chunk of points for them as well. Of course, 20 points is something that you just don't say no to.
Yeah, especially coming down into the last couple weeks of the competition here, and you know, we certainly should hopefully have some good matchups left tonight. I certainly gotta say this is the one I was most excited for. But another one that I think could result in a pretty good matchup, I specifically want to look at our Game 3, which is going to be Upper Echelon versus DST. Now, DST is a team that I had recognized from back in their Challengers days under the name Op34. They were looking like they were going to just blow everyone out of the water there. We obviously had some major changes to the way that Challengers worked then. They ended up splitting up as a team. Largely, they've come back together here, and they've had some good performances here, but I think I underestimated them quite a bit, especially looking at their performance in the LATAM Mobile Mayhem scene, where I think they currently sit in first place. So definitely have had some
first place.
They were on Tuesday at least.
I
I
mean,
they
I
were
definitely heard about their big performance against Drive. I had no clue that they were in first place. That's really remarkable. Like you
yeah,
mentioned.
on Tuesday, B sent me and Bobby the standings, and I think they were in first with 105, and Tribe was in second with 100. So DST definitely rocking things over there, and I think that certainly spells to give us a good matchup for that Game 3 spot. We also have the Goofy Goobers versus Xplicit, which in its own right hopefully will be a good game, at least as far as the standings go. I would give a certain skill advantage to the side of the Goofy Goobers over Xplicit, but Xplicit has definitely been a team that has, I think, looked a lot better than the sum of its parts from the past. So I've got high hopes there. And our last match of the night, since we didn't really go over it earlier, guys, we were trying to get everything rolling, is going to be Tribe Gaming versus the Vandals for that number 4 spot. So we are going to take a short break, guys. Gil, you got anything to say before we take a break?
Oh, I'm all right. Let's go for the break. I did notice that they are in fact in first place. 105 for them, and Tribe on close second with 100. So that should be good for the ST today.
Absolutely. So we're gonna get geared up for Goofy Goobers versus Xplicit, guys. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a couple moments. All right, everybody, welcome back. We are getting ready for another fantastic matchup here for you guys tonight. It is going to be Goofy Goobers versus Xplicit. This is certainly one that I think has a lot of potential here, Gil.
Yeah, it should bring us some more action for us in here tonight. And yeah, Goofy Goobers and Xplicit are two teams that, well, it would be interesting to see how they react at this map rotation. I don't know if you can pull that on screen right now.
Yeah, I'm going to real quick. Admins, we're going a little bit fast, but we'll make it work. We'll make it work. We do have a takeoff hardpoint to start things off. For game 2, we'll be looking at a raid, search, and destroy. And for game 3, if we get there, we'll be looking at standoff, domination, Gil. You think any of these maps particularly give an advantage to one team or another?
Well, I wouldn't say so actually on these specific maps. Maybe on takeoff, the beginning of it could take some to the side of the Goofy Goobers, but not necessarily. You know, it's only going to be a matter of time for everybody to just gather around the map. And as we jump into this first game, the initial hold went in favor of wait, yeah, this is Goofy Goobers. But the fight is too tough on this first kill, isn't it?
Yeah, P1 on takeoff can be very, very difficult to actually get a hold going and maintain because there's just so much open ground. You have a lot of high ground advantage, whether you're top red, whether you're top blue, whether you're top balcony, where you can pick off a lot of people trying to use that head glitch. So we don't usually see a team take too big of an advantage off the rip, and you know, here we are for this matchup. We've got a 2-point lead for the Goofy Goobers, so nothing too crazy. Xplicit, they certainly can still have a great game here, and it is just up to them to prove that they're ready for this matchup.
And as people begin to move on to the side of P2, we got Washi so far with 5 kills, holding his angles with his MAC-10, waiting for someone to walk by, just keeping an eye open. And that's going to be Rehan to be pushing first, gets taken down. The defense from the side of Goofy Goobers has been pretty efficient so far in this P2. No one from the Xplicit roster has gotten any close. Now for the first time we're going to see some contest, but immediately gets stopped in their tracks by the side of Goofy Goobers. No one can get around now. Ban suffering a lot of damage, has to get out of the kill, finds the kill, goes for the double, gets taken down. The retake there for Blur, who finds a double with this Kilo, a weapon with a scope that I don't think I've seen too often, but I gotta mention, between the way they defended and how they were rotating onto P3, I like the way that Goofy Goobers is playing.
Yeah, definitely having a good performance right now. One thing that we do need to make note of that I'm surprised, well, I'm not surprised because we did kind of get a little bit cut short when we got into this match because we had that extended break. A big pickup for the side of the Goofy Goobers, as I do believe they have lost Slothy on this roster, is the pickup of Chagaboo, Chels from the Angels. So that is, you know, one of the players that I have certainly been asking to get their hands in the mix of the main Mobile Mayhem scene, right? One of the better female players that plays on qualifying device as well as of age. So certainly excited to see how her performance comes through here.
80 points to 50. Final call by the Xplicit roster. Getting this scrap time is going to be really, really beneficial to them, as we will be bouncing back onto P1 reset. No, P4 now. And, well, I don't know. I feel like Xplicit is really not giving too much importance onto the way they're moving across the map between heals. That's something that could ultimately hurt them at the end of this game, but for the time being, the disadvantage is of about 20 or so points leaning into the Goofy Goobers roster. And that's all they need for the time being. I was looking at Chagaboo, who just now I feel like used that Sparrow, but immediately got taken down. No value out of that operator day, and that can certainly hurt a lot. But you know what I just noticed as well? she is also playing with the Fennec. Take a look at that. Haven't seen that one in quite a bit now.
I was trying to think back. I actually thought maybe she played on iPad at once, but maybe that's Nicole that I'm thinking of. I don't entirely remember. But yeah, definitely again, you know, kind of excited to see her make a play in the mix here. Very close game between these two teams. We're only looking at a 20-point difference right now, Gil. So we're certainly in a great position here to, you know, maybe get that game 3 that we were talking about.
And as we are almost halfway through this game day, what do you think about us joining onto one of these two teams for chat? Who do we want to start with?
Let's go ahead and go in with the side of the Goofy Goobers.
Go.
Hostiles have captured the hard point.
On hill, one's on hill, one's
Got
on
him,
hill.
man. You got him.
Top red, top red.
Take a side, take a side, take a side.
Top red not picking me. Top red not picking me.
Secret.
He's still top red. He's still top red. Top red dead. I got him top red. I got him
They're
top red.
top right, top right,
P1
on hill,
got me. P1 got
P1
me.
died.
He's behind. He's behind. He's behind.
Take it dead. Secret.
No, it's P1. Nice.
Yo, I'm
Got
playing
him,
top
got him.
Doubles.
On hill.
One more P1.
This funny secret.
P1.
Yo,
P1 dead, I got him.
rotate, guys.
Bottom red ticket. Another one ticket.
Y'all got him?
It's another one, Ben. Another one.
One more, cube.
Black power again.
He's running white.
One more.
Yeah,
Two
it's
more.
covered white, yeah. Covered white. Yeah,
Two more ticket.
One dead. I think it was just one.
They're P1. One P1.
Ah, P ticket.
Take a side low. In the stadium.
Heard.
Bro, he's
Alright, definitely some very calm comms coming through there. You can hear that they're collected and they're just trying to take this as seriously as possible. You certainly have to imagine that's partially because of the obvious, right? There's some pretty big roster change-ups. Not only do we have Chagaboo new on the roster and subbing in, we've also got Washi, who's a player who has largely sit out in the competitive scene so far this season, coming through and filling in when the team needs them. Again, they had Slothy on the roster for, I think, honestly, just Tuesday of this week. Slothy has gone back to be a sub for the Tribe lineup, and, you know, the Goofy Goobers, that is something that they need to try to fill in for here.
Hardpoint locked down. Hardpoint contested. Hostiles have the hardpoint.
Gil, you are possibly muted.
I was muted indeed, but yeah, I was talking about the fact that, yeah, all of the players on the side of Goofy Goobers have a great skill on their own. Now, the problem is that with all these changes, the synergy is something that may be affected, but, well, now going back onto the overall standings here, this game inside of the hill, we got Washi with Annihilator, find that kill onto one of the enemies, still gonna be holding onto this revolver, just waiting for the next victim. Misses the first shot onto Bright, but not misses the second. Takes out the MAC-10, gets taken down. The point is still going to be in favor of Goofy Goobers, who yet again have a humongous lead in their favor. Inside of the hill, it's injected with this Kilo. Seems like the Kilo is preferred weapon by quite a few of these players on the side of Goofy Goobers instead of the MAC-10, and that's working out quite effectively for them. They're gonna be so close to the 200 mark, while the side of Xplicit are still with slightly over 100 for themselves.
Beetle picks up a big kill there for himself. Eventually gets taken down by Band, who has 28 on board. Beetle has 25 to top frag for his team, tied up with Bright at 25 as well. But it's Blur right now making waves at 33 and 13. He's certainly having the not only the top frag, but also the best KD for the lobby, at least so far. And with only 40 points to go, I certainly think this is going to be a win for the Goofy Goobers. But, you know, maybe Xplicit can turn things around for a couple hills here, bring things back to being close. But at least for Xplicit, their search and destroy performances lately have actually been really solid.
They certainly are going to need it, and I'm looking right now at the overall kill department of each side, and it's pretty evident to me that the Goofy Goobers have the lead on this And on top of that, the control that they're having over across the entirety of this map is just too much for Xplicit to handle with. They have tried over at Xplicit to just try to surprise their opponents, and sometimes it does work, but when it comes down to actually defending the kills, is just non-existent for them. We're gonna be moving yet again onto the P1 if I'm not mistaken. And I think this is definitely going to be the last one. Going back with Chagaboo here with this Fennec. I was talking to you about the kills offer in the past. Right now with 26 kills. Has died 30 times, you know, a bit of a negative number, but the timer and the kills that she's provided the squad are definitely going to be worth a lot. Xplicit for the first time gaining the longest amount of control continues that I think I've seen from them this game, and that's definitely gonna help. But when your opponents only need 12 seconds and you are in the lead of 100, right with a Sparrow, but it is what it is, you know. Yeah, they're using all of their utilities, all of their operators, but still the lead is just too much. It's too much.
Yeah, with less than 12 points to go for the side of the Goofy Goobers, I certainly expect this one is only a matter of time before it closes out. And mostly what Xplicit are getting out of continuing this matchup is just some extra practice, right? Because there's no way they make the 100-point comeback happen here, especially with Snoopgenic coming through with the 2. Make it 3-kill spree with the Purifier. Picks up number 4 before getting taken down. And only 4 points to go for the side of Xplicit, or for Goofy Goobers. It would be a miracle if we were to see Xplicit make the comeback happen. 3 points. My goodness, Gil.
It would be truly out of this world, but with that being said, Bandit realized that the enemies left the point for a slight second and immediately got inside, bringing 2 points home. They only need 1 more second. They are trying to clean the Hardpoint. Blur inside is the one to do so. The kill comes through. The point gives in, and although Xplicit tried their hardest to hold onto the Goofy Goobers' power, there's no way to go in this game. 250 for the Goofy Goobers, only about 174 Xplicit, and that's a 1-0 lead for them. Goofy Goobers did an outstanding job, and I specifically want to mention about Blur. If I'm not mistaken, he got over 40 kills day, and I don't know the exact result, but I think he got close to a 2.0 KD.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great matchup for Blur. He came through 42 kills on board with only 23 deaths, and you know, Beetle and Cartels and Bright, they tried their best to keep up with the numbers that Blur was putting, and they largely did outfrag the remaining members of the Goofy Goobers. You have Washi at 31, Snoopgenic at 31, Chagaboo, aka Chells, at 32, and Band was the only other player to like really get up towards that 40 mark at 36. But unfortunately, Yawn and Rihan, who's been one of the better players for the side of Xplicit, not having a good performance here today. Did go 21 and 32, so definitely trailing a bit behind there. I don't necessarily want to say, you know, for the likes of Yawn, for example, going -7 and Rihan, realistically -11 is not that much compared to some of the matchups that we've seen. So I don't want to say they're feeding too many streaks over. We really didn't have a ton of streaks for either team. But as far as map control goes, that can certainly be a big factor. And it was in this particular case.
Yeah, between the fact that the guns were slightly going in favor of Goofy Goobers, plus the control, it was just too much. You know, sometimes some teams may have the better end of finding the majority of the kills going their way, but when it came down to controlling the inside and out of a point, they may struggle. In here, Goofy Goobers did both to a certain extent, and with those combined, it was just game over for Xplicit. But let's stop talking about game 1 and let's think about game number 2 day. That's gonna be Search and Destroy on Raid. You already mentioned slightly what your thoughts are about Xplicit, but you got them taking us to a third game, or is it not gonna be enough?
Well, that certainly has some potential. Again, Search and Destroy has been their biggest game mode so far this season. But you know, the Goofy Goobers are typically speaking known for their search and destroy as well. So will we see a domination? I don't know. I would like to think that Xplicit, especially with where they are in the standings, stand a chance. Or are we going to see a 2-0 victory for the side of the Goofy Goobers?
Round one, couple.
Los Cacahuates.
Los Cacahuates, Goofy Goobers themselves took the dub on the first game. Now on game number 2, first round, they're going to be struggling a little bit. The bomb is on the ground day. And Blur is the only player alive for the Goofy Goobers in here.
Yeah, that's right, chat. Gil taught me how to say Goofy Goobers in Spanish.
That's right. How is it, Dave?
In Latin American Spanish, not just Spanish, Latin American Spanish. Because apparently in Spain, according to Gil, it's just Goofy Goobers. How boring.
You gotta be creative, right? You gotta be creative, and that's exactly what both Red and Blur
Cacahuates, way better. Way better.
Oh my god, Blur got that two-piece with a deagle, didn't he? Oh god. I think that's a bit of a nail on the side of Xplicit, isn't it? Like 1v2, just so far away from one another. They knew where the bomb was at. I don't know why they were not together next to the bomb in a way. What?
Well,
why?
It was definitely a close round to say the least. You had Rehan come through with 2, you had Yawn with 1, you had you had Rehan with 2 and Bright with 2. Yawn picks up 1 this round to start things off, and you know, we ended up being in a 1v1 for that last portion of that last round. So already off the rip, the side of Xplicit are at least showing that they can compete with the Goofy Goobers. And hopefully this Search and Destroy just is a good one. Even if it does end our series there, let's at least get 1 good match to go out on. Maybe 2 if we do get that done.
This could be another perfect opportunity for Xplicit, but we've seen it in the past. Just drop the ball. Blur already got 1 kill, trying to go for the second, misses that shot. Yawn gets the knock onto Band. Blur just running for his life once again. Bomb on the ground. Xplicit have absolutely everything to clutch this one up, and it is going to be Rehan to land that snipe, to land that shot, and even things out. 1 point for each, and the beginning of the rounds are being tough for the side of Goofy Goobers, aren't they?
Yeah, and like I said,
players immediately.
Yeah, like I said, Xplicit are actually looking really solid in Search and Destroy. And when I was mentioning earlier that Xplicit this season have looked better than the sum of their own parts, that's largely because, you know, you look at this roster, and 2 seasons back, you basically had 2 rosters that came together to make this one, at least now, right? You've got Beetle from Devious, you've got Rehan from Devious, you've got Yawn, Bright, and Cartels from Storm F4, which are teams that were not good. That is not the nicest way to put it, but that is the most accurate way to put it, right? They were just not a team that performed to a meaningful degree, but, you know, you get this kind of hybrid roster that comes together under the Xplicit name, and, you know, this team looks way better than any of the parts had before. Better than Beetle and Rehan had looked on previous teams. Better than Yawn, Cartels, and Bright looked on previous teams. And Cartels comes through with the cleanup on Washi there, brings things to a 2-1 advantage for the side of Xplicit, as we do have 2 more rounds of the Goofy Goobers offense coming through here.
Hey, I got a quick question for you. What was the bomb doing over at Kitchen? How did that happen? Like, there's I don't think I usually like to see a bomb carrier being as deep as the Kitchen area. For now, it seems like they decided to go for an outside of the box think of play, as they get a kill. They get another one thanks to the hands of Band. Double piece injected, planning the bomb, and even more aggression from Band. Gonna find the 3rd player. There you go. Rehan is down. 5v2 all across the map. It seems like Beetle went all the way around with a kill in hand. Has to make sure not to be spotted and then get at least 2 kills when he does. Gets the first one onto Washi. Now everybody knows where he's at. They're gonna be pushing for that. Blur misses the shot. Ben killed himself. Bright gets another kill. What in the world is going on now? Chagabu gets the knock onto Bright. Turned the situation onto a 1v1. I don't understand what this is about. She decides to get out of there. She knows how important it is to play around time. When she goes out, Bright takes the kill.
I think he got it too. I think he got it too.
She did. She did.
Oh my goodness. Bright coming through with the clutch. I'm going to be honest. I missed it. I heard you say something about it, but I didn't see who it was. So that's, I don't know. I'll have to watch that one back and try to figure it out. But we went from a 4 or a 5 versus 2 into a clutch. I mean, absolute nuts. Absolutely nuts. And I see we got Zim in the chat. Zim, you'll have to go back to the very beginning of the broadcast. We did a little bit of a Spanish intro. Probably made a big fool of myself, but I thought it was funny. So I thought maybe you might like it as well, just to laugh.
He was banned, by the way. Ban killed himself.
Oh, Yawn comes through with 2 in the feed. That leaves Washi last alive in a 1v4. Like I said, Xplicit have looked absolutely phenomenal in their search and destroy, and they come through with a 4-1 lead against the Goofy Goobers right now, Gil.
You called it, and they are delivering. 5 rounds have gone by, 4-1 lead. They are now going to be on the offensive role, and let's see what their strategy is going to be looking like. Everybody going on to the pool area now. From the middle of the map, there's going to be Washi with a sniper landing that shot onto Rehan, and now they are beginning to rotate. The kill is going to come through as Bright gets the knock onto Chagabu, then immediately Blur takes down Cartels. Blur falls to the hands of Yawn, then Bright takes the kill. Everybody's dying almost at the same time. The bomb carrier is going to be Beetle, and he's the closest to the bomb, probably going to be planting the second his allies are out there. They push through the pool. They get the kill onto Band. Only Washi remains alive. 1v3 with a sniper in hand. He's going to be missing those shots. Washi just too anxious. Lands the shot onto Beetle, but it is just too hard to handle. It is too hard to handle for the Goofy Goobers. And I don't even think, besides that mistake from Band where he killed himself, I don't think that it is that they're playing bad. It is that Xplicit, like you mentioned. They're killing it on S&D, bro.
Yeah, Xplicit has had a great track record for their search and destroy, okay? I mean, if we look through the season at what they've been able to bring to the table, we're largely looking at realistically at least, I think it is the first week. I think the first week they took a search and destroy off of Zygnus. In the second week, they took a search and destroy off of Yomama, and they looked actually really reasonably good in their search and destroy against Tribe. And, again, here they are against the Goofy Goobers. We saw them take a game of search off of the Goofy Goobers in the Sunday Showdown, and now here they are doing it again, proving that it wasn't a fluke.
Right now, the bomb carrier, John, gonna be trying to clutch this game up. Blur, just making sure that he's not gonna die, He's holding an angle, just waiting for it, listening to potential audio cues. The enemy is getting closer and closer, but now he's probably gonna be pushing towards A, I believe. I don't think he's gonna go towards jungle. John so far with two digits on the kill department already with that 10 mark on only 7 rounds. It's pretty impressive in my opinion. Right now, as there's only 30 seconds on the clock, Yon is most likely going to be planting the bomb right now. Blurred, like I mentioned, not moving a single inch. He's becoming a plant.
No, it's because he's scared. Yon has 10 kills on board. Who wants to challenge this freak right now? I mean, my goodness. Well, Blur, 4 kills on board. Got the Deagle out, pushing on up towards the A-bomb. He's only got about 30 seconds left to clutch this one up for the team. And this is a must-have 1v1. Goofy Goobers, they could potentially go down in a 2-0 or a game 3 fashion, which is not what they would have wanted. You can see Blur doing a great job trying to bait out with the smoke. Ends up coming through with the Deeg.
That was amazing.
That was a great bait on the smoke.
Just waiting for him to reload the second he hears that shooting stopped. He knew he was going to be reloading. Goes for the slide peek. A little bit floppy, you know, he definitely missed a few shots, but eventually does get the kill. Does get the defusal, and we got one more round ahead of us. That's going to be round number 8. Goofy Goobers got to make sure that they are not losing that many players at the beginning, because everybody from Xplicit is going to be pushing towards the pool side again. Beetle through the smoke, immediately going to be getting onto this basketball court, going for the kill, not going to be getting it. Could have planted the bomb, but decides not to, at least not just yet. One kill is going to be traded on each side.
Oh, Blur didn't see him.
From Bride. Not going to work out. Gets taken down. Player lead in favor of Goofy Goobers. And all the way around, I'm looking at Injectic, who gets kill 1, goes for kill 2, falls to the ground, gets taken down. Cartels drops dead as well. Beetle finds the kill onto Blur. This is a 1v2. This is another opportunity for the Goofy Goobers to get around. Washi gonna miss that shot, gets taken down.
Oh,
Beetle gets the double! Out of this world, out of his mind. I don't know how Goofy Goobers choked this round, but outside of that, it was just pure madness. That turn on from Beetle. Oh my goodness. I was not expecting for him to clutch that situation.
Yeah, that was actually a fantastic round for Beetle, and not only was it a fantastic round for Beetle, it was a great game coming through for Xplicit, as they do take themselves a win there in the Search and Destroy in 6-2 fashion. And I gotta say, at least one of the rounds that the Goofy Goobers did win was very, very close. I mean, they barely came through with the win, right? In fact, I think both of the rounds that the Goofy Goobers pulled together were, what, 1v1s that just happened to get clutched? Yep. Is that accurate? Both of them were? So, yeah, Xplicit, great performance in Search and Destroy once again.
Just the numbers speak for themselves. John with 10, Beetle with 9, Bride with 7, Cartels with 5, and Rehan with 6 on the opposite end. Unfortunately, Injectic only with 3. And Band Chagabu alongside with Blur, tied up with 5. Washi with 7. The numbers too heavily in favor of Xplicit. No way for them to deal with this action from Xplicit. But now, though, when it came down to respawns, I think that was as heavily influenced for Xplicit as it was on S&D. That was pretty much the same case for Goofy Goobers on Respawn, wasn't it?
For what now?
For Goofy Goobers on Respawns, it is heavily favoring for them, from what we've seen at least.
For what these two teams have brought to the table, I would certainly say that not only today, but as a whole, the Goofy Goobers have typically been a little bit more consistent in the respawns. But Xplicit is certainly looking to develop themselves as one of the best Search and Destroy teams in the North American scene, and I think they continue to prove that week after week. So, I'm certainly excited to see them continue to grow here as a team, because again, I think this team is way better than the sum of its parts. If you haven't watched Mobile Mayhem in a couple seasons, and you look at a lineup of Cartels, Beetle, Yawn, Bright, Rehan, you probably think, okay, that's another 8th place team coming through just here to have fun, right? Wrong. These guys are actually, I think, top 3 in the scene right now. Maybe top 4. But they're doing great. They're doing absolutely incredible, and they've taken games and even series off of teams that, again, if you watched these players a couple seasons back, you probably wouldn't expect them to be competing at the level that they have been. And, we're getting ready to go into a Game 3 between Xplicit and the Goofy Goobers. And again, guys, the Goofy Goobers has literally Stage 5 championship talent on this roster. Band playing here today. We've also got Envy on the roster. You've got Blur, who's obviously one of those upper players from, kind of the what was it, the Arsenal matchups, Arsenal, yes. Xplicit, as they kind of had those game names going back and forth around Stage 3 of last year, where they got quite honestly shafted. I mean, they should have had a Stage 4 opportunity, especially when the other teams had dropped out. You certainly think that you would have had these guys be a backup, but You know, maybe this is just the year for them, and we're going to go ahead and get on into the action, guys. It's Domination on Standoff between the Goofy Goobers and Xplicit.
Last game of the night for these two teams. Bride immediately starting this game with a double piece. The control over at Bravo. Immaculate. Bride just pushing as deep as he can onto enemy's territory, making sure that he is making them uncomfortable. And this is exactly what we were talking about when it comes down to respawns. The way that Goofy Goobers have been outplaying, outgunning their opponents is out of this world. In here, I do see that Chagabu tried. Oh wait, I'm saying this the opposite way. The opposite way, aren't I? Xplicit are the ones that are dominating this game so far. Xplicit are the ones with the 2 flags capture, and as such, I mean, you were complimenting these players individually, but now as a whole, as a team, they are dominating the Goofy Goobers.
Yeah, they're doing great right now. And guys, I am sorry that I played the Raid intro trailer. That was a mistake. If you're wondering why you just saw Raid and now we're on Standoff, that is because I'm just an enormous bot. One thing I will make note of for this matchup, with the fact that we have an advantage for Xplicit right now, is we have the A side start for the side of Xplicit, which in COD Mobile typically tends to be the stronger or at least the favored side, and they have been able to maintain B as a result, at least so far. Right now, Band kind of on a tear, pushing right up into the enemy's base. Finds kill number 4, is looking for number 5, drops down, takes down Rihan, rotating in behind Bright, doesn't quite get that kill, and now a big B opportunity for the side of the Goofy Goobers, who sit down almost 25 points right now.
Got the opportunity. They immediately take, and that is gonna be.
Nice work. Get ready for the next
we also have the wrong score.
We certainly do.
Yikes.
We certainly do.
Yikes.
Capture the
Ooh, that just happened.
Alright, well, a ginormous F in the chat.
Yeah.
Can we just blame Ronin, chat? Hashtag blame Rollbot.
Oh god. Big L from Ronin, you know. If you want to blame someone, blame it on Ronin.
Yikes, man.
Big yikes, bro. I was not ready for this.
Yeah, you know,
Not
it's
at
a good
all.
thing. It's a good thing Ronin's training his replacement, right? Yo, my name. What do you mean it can't be my stream without something going wrong? Listen, I may have flubbed the map intro that got played, but I did not do this. Okay, I did not do this. Yeah, that is a big yikes though, because the explicit start there was big, and there's obviously no guarantee that them coming into this next matchup will be the same result, right? Obviously, we're looking at the 50-point mark. They had a 23-point lead. There's no guarantee we get a repeat performance of that. So this, hopefully, Xplicit don't get their mental game challenged too much by that, because again, they had a good lead going, and you know, we had to obviously restart, get the right score limit here for you guys, and now we're gearing up to actually get back into the match.
Yeah, we need to be back with all of this, only waiting for a player to ready up. Now everything is right. Domination on Standoff. That was completely a dub there, but the scoring is now back set to no.
Looks like
beyond.
Oh, you're back. Cool. I may have lagged a little bit there, Gil, but you're back. And, you know, speaking of being back, it does look like our teams are getting loaded on in. And, dang, Gil, I hope for Xplicit's sake they come through for a kind of fiery start here. And, you know, just to keep the momentum rolling, because I after seeing this team come together, specifically with the way these players play together, I want to believe in them, right? Did Rihan get first blood with a stun grenade? Is that what I just saw?
I was not paying attention. I don't know what happened there. But what I can tell you is that it seems like Goofy Goobers are going to be getting that B cap, and that's exactly what they was talking about. It's of course so hard to have a copy and paste a game back to back after such a great start from Xplicit. Hopefully their mental is not going to be too hurt by what just happened, but it's a tough moment for the Xplicit roster, even more so than it was before in a way.
Yeah, and for the people in chat who are saying Xplicit shouldn't be punished like that, listen, the rule set was wrong, okay, guys? And if the score was the opposite, it could have potentially played in their benefit, right? If it was a 50-27 with the Goofy Goobers leading and we restarted, then it could have been in the benefit of Xplicit. It's an accident. People are human. Mistakes happen. We try our best to not have them happen, but let's also have realistic expectations here, okay?
Right now they're trying to capture Bravo. Cartels is the one with 2 kills trying to get in there. Gonna be getting stunned and unfortunately immediately drops dead. That B cap was cleared by the Goofy Goobers now. The next one pushing is Beetle. Beetle with the Mac 10 through the smoke. That is going to be a triple cap in favor of the Goofy Goobers. They're getting such a good chunk of control. And although they almost lost control over at B, they immediately get the kills. They immediately bounce inside of the flag. And that is going to be even more control given into the side of the Goofy Goobers. Los Cacahuates are killing it.
You are absolutely right, Gil. And here we are. We're in the fixed score match, and well, that 50-27 lead is obviously not in favor of Xplicit right now, and that feels rough. Listen, I feel terrible. It wasn't even my mistake, but at the same time, how do me, you, the admins, and all of the players not notice when we get into the game that oh, we're approaching the score limit and we're only at 25 points? That's a feels bad. It is our fault at the end of the day, but this is pain.
Well, this round almost going to be over as the side of Goofy Goobers needs less than 30 points from getting this round to be dealt with. I see quite a few players from Xplicit getting across the mid area. A lot of smoke is going to be thrown. That's a huge opportunity for them to capture Bob, but even through the smoke, Goofy Goobers continue to defend back to back to back. With all of that in mind, I also want to mention all of the utilities that the Goofy Goobers are going to have onto round number 2. Almost all of them got the operators on top of that. Blur just filled to the teeth with score streaks. The cluster strike, the airstrike as well. All of those are going to be used whenever he feels like it, but for the time being, we're almost going to have double the amount of points in favor of Goofy Goobers. 100 to 49? No, 48.
Listen, Gil, I thought about doing a listen-in, and I hope you're on the same page as me with this one. I don't think we do a listen-in with either team for this series, because I feel horrible for Xplicit, okay? First of all, I feel absolutely terrible for Xplicit, so I don't want to hear their disappointed comms, okay? And then, obviously if we go into the Goofy Goobers, it's just going to be, cheering that they got a second opportunity in this matchup, right? And they're obviously having a good performance with it right now. And if Xplicit goes back and VODs or anything, they're going to hear that, and I just don't want them to have to do that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we obviously feel bad
pain and
about
suffering,
it.
dude.
Yeah, absolutely. And right now, reading a chat, it seems like, according to Greece, that even happened to them on the stage 5. So we're only human, right? We're only human. And it seems like right now they are trying their hardest on the side of Xplicit to capture Bravo. They are going to be using the Tech 5. On the right side of the map, we got Rehan finding that kill onto Chagabu, going alongside with a truck. With that truck, I forgot the. What's that thing he called? Next to the hay. Tractor. It's not a tractor. Anyway, just continue, Dave.
Well, no B cap.
I don't know how to English.
No B cap off the rip here, and the longer this goes uncapped, realistically, the better it is for the Goofy Goobers, and the worse it is for the side of Xplicit. Big cluster strike does come through as we have that push for B, and the gunfights go in favor of the Goofy Goobers. Beetle does sneak in from behind, gets the kills, but just isn't able to get the B flag. He's now looking for the A flip. They're trying their best to salvage this matchup. Beetle taken down by Chels. The rest of his teammates taken off of B by the side of the Goofy Goobers. Chels coming through with the Sparrow does get that extra cleanup kill on B, and what was looking almost like it was a possible comeback to have happened for the side of Xplicit, it gets shut down. And, you know, I think we're just about hitting triple cap territory here right now, Gil. Yep, there's officially the triple cap that comes through, or at least the need for a triple cap. And with only 2.5 minutes left, you have to start worrying if there's even time available for them to do so. Beetle loses out on a big Purifier operator there. And I think this is Goofy Goobers coming through with the Game 3 win.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think there's a way for Xplicit to come back from this situation. They tried to keep it cool. They tried their hardest to actually end up with a dub on this one, but the way that Goofy Goobers just took the opportunity to rebuild themselves and immediately get the lead is something too hard to come back from. Right now, the double cap for the first time is going to be in favor of Xplicit so far this game. They will be trying to go for a triple cap as Cartels is getting closer and closer. But like you mentioned earlier, now it's not only about the triple cap, but also about the time left. And for the time being, that's going to be slightly less than 2 minutes.
Well, we do have the double cap, but again, we need 3 to have Xplicit have a chance, and they need it now because they basically need to hold a triple cap for the rest of the game because of where the score is and how much time is left. And well, the A progress does get stopped, and they're already struggling to clear Band out of the bakery here. Picking up 4 kills in the feed for himself. 31 kills on board to lead the lobby. And the Goofy Goobers going to pick themselves up 15 points here today. And, you know, Xplicit, again, I think they put up a great fight. You know, specifically the Search and Destroy was very, very good. I think the first half of the Hardpoint was very, very good for them as well. And Game 3, you know, they showed a lot of life in the Domination, and it's our mistake that we did have to replay it. And, well, Goofy Goobers aren't going to give them that opportunity to get the lead in the first half this time around. And, well, they're not going to give them anything to really work on here in the second half. We've only got 35 seconds left on the clock, 13 points to go for the Goofy Goobers. And I'll give every bit of what I can to the side of Xplicit here. Even in the major adversity right now, they are not giving up. They're still making these pushes. They're still doing everything they can. And, you know, that's at least a sign of, you know, great sportsmanship in this case.
Absolutely, mad respect for them playing all the way to the end. Unfortunately for it, it had to be that way, but you know, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. The dub will go in favor of the Goofy Goobers. 200 points on 235 from Xplicit. The 2-1 lead on the overall series. And well, the 15 points will be given to the Goofy Goobers. That's the end of this game. MVP slot is going to be into the hands of a Band, who yet again had an outstanding game. 34 kills onto 25. But Dave, look at those captures from Blur. He was the MVP on Hardpoint, and now on Domination. 12 captures, 27 kills, and only dying 12 times. He was killing it as, again, on respawns by Blur.
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much had a very similar situation to where we had in the Hardpoint, right? We had just a little bit more fragging power come through on the side of the Goofy Goobers. I would say Rehan stepped things up as far as respawns went, but Yawn lagged a little bit behind, wasn't able to get to that 20 mark. And you look over at the opposition, your bottom frag of Snoop Genic at 25 is equal to the top frag of the side of Xplicit, which was Rehan with 25. And those numbers are just never going to line up for you. They did a great job on their rotations. And, hopefully we'll see some more good performances out of them here in the coming weeks, because these guys are absolutely in a position where they could, for most of them, if not all of them, see themselves in their first playoffs week for Mobile Mayhem. Gil.
Yeah, looking at the overall standings, Xplicit still going to be staying there. Goofy Goobers will be getting higher thanks to the fact that, well, the problems are non-stopping tonight, as Zygnus also had some connectivity issues. If you may have missed that, unfortunately, Tatillo was a player to play on game one, but he did not play whatsoever. And well, that was pretty much a freebie for Mayhem, who will now be on the top 6, right? But that's only on the first 2 games of the night.
All right, well, we are going to step away for a quick break as we get geared up for our next match. One that I certainly think could be just as good, if not better, than that past matchup. It's going to be Upper Echelon versus DST. And, again, Upper Echelon, a team that has multiple Stage 5 runner-ups, second place on the team, and DST, a team that largely we saw together as a challengers team a couple seasons back. We've seen a couple of their players make waves on different teams, such as 11T, I think under the name Lux for a little bit as well, and now here they are back under the name DST, and these guys are on fire. So we're going to take that quick break, guys, and we'll be back for you as soon as we possibly can. Everybody, welcome back. We are sorry about the extended delay there, but we do have our players in the lobby and we are gearing up for the action. And Gil, I do believe we have our best of 3 available if you want to go ahead and run through those for us.
Absolutely. Match number 3 of the night, Upper Echelon against the ST. In this best of 3, we're going to start on Hardpoint Crossfire, moving on to Search and Destroy Firing Range, and a potential third game of Domination on Standoff. The bans from the ST are going to be S&D Hackney Yard, and from Upper E will be Hardpoint on Hackney Yard.
Yeah,
we're going to be starting on Crossfire Day.
Yeah, and we don't have weapon bans anymore, just as a reminder for maybe anybody who did join us late this season. I listen, I hate that. I would love to be able to see the MAC-10 banned every game. I would permanently ban the MAC-10 if it was up to me. But, you know, hopefully we'll get into the action here soon. Again, it is going to be a Crossfire Hardpoint to start things off. It is one of the 2 playable modes for this map. And, you know, we've got 2 fantastic teams that are getting ready to face off head-to-head. Upper Echelon is a team that is stacked with some runner-up Stage 5 talent. And you've got DST, who are really making some big waves for themselves this season. They are in first place for the Mobile Mayhem LATAM standings. And, you know, they're certainly in a great position here for our North American standings as well. I do believe they're in 7th place, but, you know, kind of what me and Bobby were talking about on Tuesday is realistically how close the gap is between like 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, all the way down to 8th are all like within 1 game of each other, right? So DST, they're in 7th, which is not a qualifier's position, but they have 60 points. A win could theoretically put them all the way up into 4th place ahead of Xplicit today. That's nuts.
It is just crazy. And yeah, like you mentioned, you said it perfectly. The gap is from coming all the way up from top 2 onto top 7, being so small. A single day can make a difference for any of these teams, and that's something that they are aware of. Tonight has to be the night that we see Upper E getting this clean 2-0, or else the remaining of the teams could be too tough for them to catch onto. I'm not too sure how many games Upper Echelon will have after this this match, but that would be something else to keep on consideration as we get geared up for this game. Like we mentioned, a Hardpoint on Crossfire.
All right, Gil. Well, we're getting into it. Crossfire Hardpoint is among us. We are quite glad that it is not a Crossfire Dom coming your guys' way. Hardpoint and Search A-OK. Dom isn't. I'm interested to see what the map pool ends up looking like for Stage 3 and Stage 4 and beyond, right? Because in the past, we've had this rule from COD Mobile that for it to be a competitive map, it has to be playable on all 3 game modes, right? Crossfire is not playable on all 3 game modes. Nobody thinks it is, but last year we got Domination Crossfire because it is technically, you can create a lobby,
Yeah, you can
that
select
has it. You can select it. That doesn't make it playable, right? So hopefully Control, they get some play testing in, they make smart choices, and dear God, don't let us down this year, please.
Oh yeah, Crossfire is outside of the pool. I can tell you that. I'm looking at it right now. The pool will be Summit, Standoff, Raid, Takeoff, Firing Range, Slums, and Hacienda. Just for everyone to know about the map pools. Beginning on stage 3 and moving on. But for now, let's also talk about this game. First point is over, and the lead is just slightly going in favor of the guys over at... Jesus Christ, I forgot the name. Upper E, Upper Echelon, decided to rotate, but not working whatsoever. Getting their first DST, doing a great job. Only one player inside. That's going to be Oramis, who's now using the Tag 5, and with the help of Ovi shot, that is going to begin to look like a clean defense from the members over at DST.
All right, well...
Where did he come from? Did you see that guy come from the window?
I'm not entirely sure who you're talking about, but, you know, we've been just trying to cycle through on players that are kind of collapsing on each other, and right now, Jesus actually making a rotation under Lucifer, and going to be trying to make his way over to start anchoring for the team for some P3 action. Unfortunately, they aren't going to be able to safely make that pass. It's going to be Ovi Shoot coming through with 2, Munoping coming through with 1, and Legend finding one of his own. I'm trying to remember who we determined Alexa was playing for the side of Upper Echelon, but maybe the admins will let us know in Discord. You know what? You know what's super painful that I'm seeing about the rules?
What's that?
We have to put up with the damn thumper again, bro.
Ooh, I never thought of. Oh boy.
Oh, it's Snipes.
Oh,
that's right. That's
be
right.
Fun.
Okay.
Is it?
Yeah. Well, Alexa play an inappropriate song is Snipes. Yes. Schnapps.
All right. Well, Snipes over here with us, having an okay game, you know, so far with 6 kills, playing with this Kilo. I am looking at the overall standings when it comes down to kills, and it's sort of even between the two of them, but the points are slightly still in favor of Upper E. That's something that's been recurring across the entirety of this game. And yet again, we're gonna see the initial rotation being done by the side of DST, but they gotta make sure that the defense actually comes through. From the outside of it, I saw Legend using the Annihilator, and he got taken out. Now from the inside of the point, we're gonna have Munoz using this Sparrow, just spraying and praying to get a kill, or at least prevent anyone from getting any close to here. But through the door comes down that shot from the War, and they're gonna be trying to clean this point to not much success, as Jesus was the last hope there, got taken down, and finally some good chunk of points is gonna be given out to the DST members.
Am I reading this correct, Gil? That Search and Destroy is gonna be a best of 13?
Yeah, that's what I told you. The first to 7. Best of 13. That's right.
All right, that's unique. I think
it is.
I think Search and Destroy, as far as the score limit, was like the one mode that didn't need to be touched, and the way the scoring occurred is what needed to be touched, right? Like alternating rounds, for example, I think is a big thing that Call of Duty has done that we don't get to see here in COD Mobile, but God, that is just gonna be weird. That's gonna be weird. And yeah, we'll definitely have a fun bit of stuff to talk about on the spawn next week for sure. That should be a good episode.
Absolutely, I love to talk about that. What did he do?
Through the smoke, through the smoke, picks up a kill, gets another one here. Might be looking for number 3. Runs out of bullets. Pengy gonna come through with the kill there, and maybe we actually get a break for the side of Upper Echelon here on the P5. And you know, we'll be heading over to P1, Gil, and this is one of the better P1s that you can get, right? I would even put it up to be potentially better than a raid P1, where if you get into the point, it is incredibly difficult to break. So we might be getting a P1 reset here, but it's dang near a money hill for this map.
And as we go back onto P1 reset, I think this is a good opportunity for us to do a quick listening onto the side of, why don't we start with DST? You know, they are the players that have been trying their hardest to get a lead. Right now, I'm sure as heck they're going to be trying once more.
All right, let's go ahead and jump on down there.
Hay gente en blanco, oyeron, hay gente en blanco, Lin.
En el bus. Abajo, P1, en la ventana, en la ventana. Buena. Vamos.
No veo.
Está blanco.
En las escaleras, hay dos en P1.
Hay uno blanco, Lucy, hay uno blanco. Abajo del siguiente murió. Vámonos.
Estamos regalando 30 segundos, cabrón.
Sí.
Rotemos, Deli. Rotemos.
Y ya está verde una. Verde, abajo verde.
Hay uno Deli.
Antes mejor PP2, güey. Vamos.
Hay que plantarnos bien, hay que aguantar este completo.
Uno abajo.
Viene. Blanco,
Ayúdame.
Estoy contigo.
Hay que plantarnos bien,
Ok, voy abajo del punto.
Ya no estoy contigo, Todo verde una. Me está haciendo vuelo.
Un güey va a estación, Tiene tac.
Hay uno todo verde que me está haciendo vuelo,
Te va abajo el pedo,
Ya no tengo otro fichico por el punto.
Mil para blanco.
Abajo punto.
Abajo hay dos. Nice.
Todo verde.
Blanco uno. Tocado.
Abajo verde,
Blanco.
entra por mí. Tiene uno abajo.
Maté el de blanco.
Voy rotando yo,
Para dos más.
Ya, next. Cabeza. Hay uno nade, vi.
Escucha, abajo otro.
Para, tengo toda mi racha. Uno abajo, P1.
Buena. Rota, Odi, rota en cuanto puedas.
Abajo P1 tocado.
Verde hecho mierda,
Tenías uno
verde,
ya, tenías uno rico, tenías uno nuevo.
Ya, me roció arriba ratas. ¿Tienes KS? Pilas.
Muerto.
Uno verde.
Tan verde como 3,
Güey, va uno más verde, una bala para patio. Uno patio. Se metió uno al punto, hay uno al punto.
All right, get a lot of energy in those comms in a very, very close matchup. We're looking at only 1 point separating these two teams right now. It is a big push into the hill by the side of Upper Echelon as we get to this P3, but Lucifer making rotation in from behind is able to find two. You've got Munoping pushing on in with the Sparrow now, is going to find the extra kills to clean off the hill. And that's going to be a big re-break for the side of DST as they look to be the second team to cross the 200-point threshold. That was obviously Upper Echelon going to be the first there. Legend drops down, finds one, but gets taken down from behind. And we're still only looking at about a 15-point game between these two teams.
Everybody's going to be rotating towards the next kill.
Oh,
the utilities
big!
are going to be used by everyone. Look at that. Cluster strike being used to prevent anyone from getting there safely. And that is going to be such a huge help. A surprise. Seems like Overshot is also going to be dropping that airstrike. Also could potentially use a cluster strike of his own. The thing is that inside of the hill, we still have two players coming from the side of Upper Echelon. They're doing a tremendous job. They only need 15 more seconds. They're getting the time they need. The push continues as Overshot wants to get in there through the smoke. The timer's too low. Overshot, you gotta get inside. You gotta join them up. But the prep missile is there. Nothing else to be done. The rotation was too clean. Something that I heard from the voice calls over at the side of DST. The fact that they were giving away too many points at the beginning of the rotation, at the end of them as well. They were aware of the fact that they were giving away those points, and you know what, I think that's ultimately what caused them to lose this game, because they were truly a neck-to-neck battle between the two of them.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. When we jumped into the listen-ins, you called it spot on that they're aware that their rotations were not really uniform and together at the right times. They weren't rotating early enough on some points. They were rotating out too late on others. And I think one of the largest portions that you could see there was that trickle that went in on that P3 reset, moving on over towards P4. There is realistically no reason that in that scenario, right? You've got under 20 seconds left to go for that P3 rotation. There is no reason for DST, who does not have control of the hardpoint at that time, they got wiped off, that they do not make that rotation over towards P4 and get set up for P4, right? P4 is one of the hardest hills to break on that entire map, and maybe even in all of COD Mobile. And, you know, they only needed that one hardpoint hold to win. Their opponents could not win off of the trickle time remaining on P3. Just drop it, get set up for next, and take your W there. And, you know, that was just one of those instances where, you know, again, their communications, they knew that was an issue, and they still didn't capitalize on it. And I'm a little disappointed in them for that. Obviously, they can come through with a great game 2 and maybe still get us that game 3. Maybe still give us a great performance here tonight. And I like that they, you know, addressed the issue that they were having. But guys, if you're going to address the issue, you got to fix it, right?
Right. That's the thing. It's not only about you being aware that you're making a mistake. You have to actively try to fix it, try to make it better. And unfortunately for them, that was not the case. And overall, I think they were the team that got the most kills. Even most of the side of Upper E had negative numbers, but those rotations, the control that they were actually getting from Upper E was just too out of hand for DST. But now, as we will be waiting for the next game to begin, Search and Destroy on Firing Range, that will be a new opportunity for DST to come back from this, try to take us to a third map. But like you mentioned, I'm still questioning the fact that they realized they were making a mistake, yet they were not fixing it. That, like, what's the deal with their day? What's the logic behind that one?
Yeah, I mean, if we go back to, like, where the actual scoring was, right? Rotating from that P3 to P4, there's 18 seconds left on the clock or whatever, 25 seconds left on the clock. There's not enough time for Upper Echelon to win on that hill. DST, they've only got 52 points to go for a victory. That's enough to get on a single hold. And we could see those points confirmed as Upper Echelon did get that remaining trickle time on P3, and they beat DST to the P4 rotation. If DST rotates a little bit earlier or wins some of those early gunfights when Upper Echelon aren't fully together, maybe we see a different outcome there. So even though it was a 52-point gap, a single rotation, a single instance of about 15 seconds of that game could have absolutely changed the outcome. And I'm hoping for the Search and Destroy we see that energy come back through for the side of DST, because honestly, the kills was not that different, right? We actually, I think, had a slight kill advantage on the side of DST. Not by much. It was only, I think, by 1 or 2 just off of my quick skimming over it. But we are gearing up for that Firing Range Search and Destroy, as you mentioned.
Yeah, there's another opportunity. Let's be reminded, DST, they want to secure a little bit more their spot, while Upper E, well, wants to get closer to having the possibility of finding a spot in the first place. First round is going to begin. Lucifer is the one holding the bomb outside of that window. There's quite a few enemies. Begins to get shot at through the wall. Has to run away as fast as he can. Pengi is on the outside of wood, and I think we should take a look onto him. He's just on a mission, you know?
I'm already here. I'm literally already here, just laying down outside of the window, looking for anybody to peek their head at either that window or at the hay bales. Nobody's gonna find it. Instead, it's gonna be Ovishoot finding first blood, and Pengi rotates right into Aramis. And the Kilo in a close range gunfight like that against the MAC-10, you ain't gonna win that one any day of the week. So if you're gonna be playing that aggressive, as much as I hate to say it, I better see a damn MAC-10 in your hand, right? Don't be pushing that aggressive in Search and Destroy with a Kilo. Period. I hate the MAC-10. I don't think anybody should be allowed to use it. But if you're going to play like that, have a submachine gun in your hand. Period. CBR, MAC-10, I don't even care at this point.
It's clear that that was not the best call, but he tried nonetheless. Less than 40 seconds on the clock, and we still have 4 members from the side of DST trying to plant the bomb now. They have rotated onto this B site. Aramis got taken down by Legacy. Now Lucifer going to be trying to find that kill and gets it. stretch through his enemy's life. Only 20 seconds. For a second, I think Lucifer was thinking about rotating all the way around, but the timer was not too high. Jesus is the only player alive, 1v3, waiting for Lucifer to pick out of that. The bad cut timing, but turns around and finds the knock onto Overshot. Jesus can save you. Truly gonna try to save the squad as they have struggled like crazy so far this round. 25 seconds on the clock, and in front of them there's going to be Lucifer and Munoz. Oh god, I was just swapping onto his cam, and was that a single bullet kill onto Jesus, or am I going crazy on this?
I'm gonna be 1000% honest with you here, Gilmania. I dropped some guacamole on my crotch, and we were cleaning it up. I didn't get to see any of that last maybe 20 seconds of the round. I wish you guys could see Gil's face right now. It is absolutely priceless. Yeah, we were scooping some guac, and I just dropped the whole chip, all of it. Okay, and it feels sacrilegious, you know, to waste some guac, but yeah. Ooh, snipes! Came through with a big snipe there, but it doesn't matter, as we do have the round win coming through for DST. I'm working on getting the names swapped on the graphic for you guys. I do know it's backwards, so I will hopefully have that fixed for you guys momentarily. But 2 rounds in a row for DST off the rip.
2 in a row for them. Now Pengy, finally his plan is gonna work out as he gets the kill onto Lucifer. That is a start that he was aiming for, and finally he got it. Now he's back onto Allied's territory. He's gonna be waiting for a potential next victim without actually risking themselves too much. It seems like that has been the strategy so far from DST, you know. They want to pick a kill as far as the beginning of the round there. It is going to be in favor of Overshot as he eliminates Jesus. Overshot so far with 6 kills, 6 kills, been killing it with this sniper, which is oddly enough not going to be a DLQ. It is actually a Locust, the one that he's going to be playing with as he pushes through A-Long. In front of him, there's going to be an enemy that I don't think he's seen. Gonna be pushing for it, gets the right angle, but hasn't realized that there's someone to the right now inside of the trailer. There is none other than War with the MAC-10. Not gonna find the enemy. They literally walked by next to each other. I don't think either of them saw one another. Legend is the one to take that kill. Bomb Kier Munoz is now gonna be next to the bomb, planning it right now as we speak. But I'm still at a last word. Did you see them just walk next to each other without seeing one anher?
Yeah, it's certainly been an interesting match. A little bit of both. Okay. Oh, Legend! What a snipe on the Pengy there. Brings things back to a 3 versus 2. We've got an aggressive push for Schnapps coming through. Finds one, gets taken down as Legend has just been absolutely nuts with the snipes here. It's now Legacy left alone in a 1v2. He's only got to play time for about 10 more seconds. He finds some shots on the Legend. Just play time, Legacy. You've got it. There is not an opportunity. He could have played the heady on the bomb and forced his opponents to try to push up into him to make that defense. Based on where the bomb was planted, I think he had an angle to force them. But instead he challenged up, went through, and you know, he knows a little more than I do, okay? He's been in those situations. Maybe he couldn't quite get the angle off from the jump shot there. It looked like from the bomb plant position, in my perspective, that he could have snuck maybe at least a force of the enemies to push up, but that's not going to be the case, and DST are absolutely shredding through upper echelon right now. It's a 4 versus 2. Pengy is able to pick up 1. But the 2v4 just not, you know, just was that a one-shot heady through the wall? Is that what I just saw?
He already took damage though.
Okay.
He already took damage. Legacy though, still gonna be alive. 1 before gets the first blood, goes for the second. But we gotta make it clear. DST is just rolling over the side of upper echelon. Not a single piece of opportunity for them. Legacy, the last hope alive, with only 30 seconds on the clock to play with. Gonna be going roaming across this map. Gonna find an enemy at a distance. Begins the fight with the MAC-10 at like 25 meters away. I don't think that's gonna be the right call with an SMG, specifically with this one, as he tries to approach A-Long to be spotted, to be greeted by Aramis, who's had enough of this round. 4 rounds, 4 points, and DST are in here trying their hardest to make us go onto a game over 3.
Defend the objective. They have the bomb.
All right, well, the 4-0 lead for DST. They might be looking to give us that domination that we've been hoping for. And, you know, like we said, this team is number 1 in the Mobile Mayhem LATAM standings right now. And they're in a position where they can certainly find themselves in, Legacy. Over the trailer comes through with the actual frag kill. We do have the trade as Minoping is going to take him down. Concussions, grenades coming through. Jesus hops the corner. I think gets hit once by the SKS and gets finished off with the MAC-10. That's going to leave Pengi and Schnapps left alone in a 2 versus 3. They've got to make something happen here. You cannot go down 5-0 against DST and expect to make a comeback happen.
Pengi gonna find that double piece onto both Aramis and Munoz, leading to a 1v2. Legend has to react fast enough. Misses the first shot, not gonna allow to get a second opportunity. I thought that it was gonna be another point for DST. Unfortunately for them, Pengi getting the masterpiece double kill for himself. And 4 kills total only in a way, but that was more than enough for the side of Upper E to get their first point. With that being said, I still feel like DST is just dominating their opponents.
That largely has been the case, and you know, again, that Hardpoint may have been a 52-point win for the side of Upper Echelon, but that was a very, very close game. And once again, we have an aggressive round coming through. This time, however, it is going to be in favor of the side of Upper Echelon. Legend going to find a big snipe onto Schnapps. Now he's in a 1v3 scenario. He's just got 1 minute 20 seconds left on the clock. Pengi pushes with the Banana Mac. That's going to be the 4-2 with the advantage still in favor of DST. But Upper Echelon slowly starting to make a comeback. It looks like it's possible.
Alright, fellas, we're gonna get onto round number 7. Bomb gonna be picked on by Pengi. Everybody pushing through jungle. Everybody going to the aggressive push over at B, which is only being defended by 2 players. The first one there is going to be Munoz. Munoz is down. The next one, Lucifer gets a kill onto the war. Lucifer looking to get some more. Has to reload on the worst timing ever. Gets taken down by Legacy. Pengi dies to the hands of Legend. Legend then dies to the hands of Jesus. This is Overshot in a 1 versus 2. 1v2 for Overshot. A single frame away from getting that kill onto Legacy. Unfortunately for him, that's not going to be the case. Decides to play it off aggressive, but no one is going to be found just yet. Picks up the MAC-10 from the ground. Not going to be spotted quite yet, though. Finally, Jesus realized that he's behind him, but although he was only like 1 HP left, Jesus survives through it all. Jesus is going to bring us another victory home, and that is 3 in a row for Upper E, finally waking up throughout game 2.
All right, well, Jesus, he was certainly one of the puzzle pieces that ARP were missing last year. He came through and was a great IGL for the team, and, you know, we're seeing a little bit of a comeback happen here. I certainly got to believe that is at least in part due to all of the listen-ins we ever hear with teams that have Jesus on it. Like, he's very vocal, he's very reinforcing, and you know, that's a great energy to bring to the table. But this time around, it's Schnapps left alone in a 1 versus 4. He finds 1, but now it's a 1v3. Gets taken down by Overshoot, and we are now on map point for the side of DST, who might be looking to send us to that game 3.
We are 1 round away. Certainly DST doing their job. They want to get 1 more. They have to get it in order to take us to that so appreciated 3rd game for them. Lucifer gonna find everybody in front of him. Gonna get scared and immediately bounces out of that sticky situation now. Munoz gonna be through the wall shooting at enemies. Gets the kill. Gets the double. Gets another for Lucifer. Now Legacy drops the hands of Lucifer. The war in a 1v5 does get 1, but there's nothing to be done. Oh my goodness, Munoz, he was like blindly shooting through that wall. He was getting everybody low. Then Lucifer was capable of finding another double kill and nothing else to be said by the upper E players. DST was just superior in almost every aspect out of this game.
All right, well, that is a big answer back to the hard point by the side of DST. Lucifer definitely clutched up big for the team in a couple different scenarios there. I mean, we watched DST absolutely run 4 over the side of upper echelon there, and even though upper echelon did find a couple rounds back in their favor, it did, unfortunately for them, slip away. Very respectable numbers put up for basically everybody on DST. I mean, we've got a top frag of 8 and a bottom frag of 7. You got 3 players with 8 and 2 with 7. Look over at the opposition. Kind of similar to a sense, right? You've got 7 for Pengi, which, I mean, you could make the top frag, bottom frag argument, where if your bottom frag is, you know, doing as good as the enemy's top frag, you're probably winning. But when it's only, you know, a kill difference and it's search and destroy, you know, that argument doesn't stand as much. You look over at Schnipes and Legacy, who came through at 6 apiece. But Jesus, one of the players that we normally see top fragging for this lineup, did struggle this game. He only came through with 4. And Veteran, aka DeWar, came through with only 3 kills. So big win comes through for DST as we get ready to head over on into our our domination here shortly, Gil.
And I mean, I don't think today has been the day for Jesus. I think on the last one, he also struggled a lot. Not a single second inside of the heal and like double negative, something along those lines. That's certainly something that I'm not used to whatsoever when it comes down to Jesus can save you. And they truly need him to wake up. You know, it's a key part of the team as far as my concern is. I think he is one of the players that tends to just shine the most in a lot of situations. And tonight, that's not been the case for him. He's been struggling like crazy, and for the time being, he's not getting the games as he'd like. But you said it, we gotta get geared up for the next one. It's gonna be Domination on Standoff. Yet again, we're gonna get that map, that game mode combo for us to witness. And questioning what could be the outcome of this one. I think Standoff is also a map that is heavily orientated onto getting good control across the map. And although, yes, you can win a game by just outgunning your opponents, DST has been able to, in a way, do it, but not as much as it is needed to actually dominate a team. They not only need the kills, they need to actually get around together and effectively control their opponents as how they're responding, how they're approaching these kind of situations. We're going to be starting this 3rd game day. Who do we go for to be spectating in the beginning of this one?
I think I'm going to be on Lucifer off the rip here, and I actually do want to go back and just double check the count of the kills and deaths earlier for... No, not for that. The kills and deaths for the hardpoint earlier. Yep, because I do believe we actually had a kill advantage for the side of DST earlier, so... That's what I wanted to go back and look at for the hard point. And, you know, off the rip here, we have Pengi trying to get some progress on B. You got Veteran pushing on up now as well. Little over half coming for it, filling all the way up, and that's going to be the early B cap for the side of upper echelon.
Yeah, immediately getting some control over their opponents. The only one close to the flag is going to be Overshot, holding on to this kill with his allies, getting plenty of kills, but not truly getting the control needed. This is coming down yet again. They are not controlling any areas whatsoever. I'm looking at Legend, who's on enemy's spawn right now, probably going to be pushing onto that kill for Snipes. It's going to be in front of him. No one could have anticipated for him to be over there. Now with the help of Overshot, they're going to be capturing Alpha, making sure that it's that fast as possible. Lucifer, in the meantime, is capturing B, gets taken down. They are, thanks to the utilities, also defending the C flag at the same time. Over there, there's Munoz with the SKS, getting the kill onto Pengi, going for the double and getting it onto Legacy. The defense comes through by Munoz, now looking at the side of gas station. The double caps are going to continue from behind. Jesus can save you coming through, but the double cap between A and C is still in favor of DST today.
Yeah, we had a 19 kill advantage for DST in the Crossfire. 19 kills, and they ended up losing 250 to 198. So definitely a matchup that for this domination could certainly go either which way. We have the early cap on B for the side of Upper Echelon, but obviously the score still very close, and with A being in favor of DST right now, I certainly think they have an opportunity to maybe get this retake here onto B. You can see you've already got like 3/4 progress. They slide on, get that finished bit. I think that was Ovi shoot Muno ping. And now they've got an opportunity to start closing that gap once again.
God, Ovi just got a 3-piece with the Purifier, looking to get some more. The utilities that he's using is only compared to the amount of kills that he is getting. Now double-digit numbers for him, still pushing for some more. Gets another double kill to Jesus, looking for the triple, getting it right away.
Wow.
This man is cracked out of his mind. Gonna be using the Pred missile just for the sake of it. Gets another kill onto Snipes, now taking down the Kilo. I'm not too sure if they realize that Ovi's still over here. I don't think they do. In front of him, there's gonna be Pengy. Begins to be finding the right angle, just waiting for enemies to walk by. And this point in time, I think it's pretty evident to me that DST have realized they don't have to push for that triple cap if they don't feel confident enough to actually hold onto it and without losing control across the entirety of this game. Ovi is so close to cycling twice through his score streaks day. What is up with Ovi? Jesus Christ.
Well, he's certainly fragging out right now. Obviously, you can see he's got that lightning strike. He's got that cluster available. And that's going to give them a good bit of hold of map control, especially if he's able to hold it till the second half. Right now, you're not really in a position that you have to burn either of those, right? Maybe you pop a lightning for A right here. Fortunately, his team's able to stop it. They get the C flip. They now have a triple cap with no score streaks burned. So now going into the second half, they have a big opportunity to use the score streaks to their advantage. Maybe fend the enemies off from capturing B if they aren't having a good push. If they do get the B, they can drop a cluster on it when they're in a bad spot, protect it for the better part of 10 seconds, and maybe get some repositioning. But man, DST bring things back in a big way, and they're going to go into the second half with about a 24-point lead.
Huge way for them to end this round. 100-77, 23 points in favor of the DS2 crew. The Damn Soldiers team looking to close this one up. They've done a great job on round 1. Can they continue to do so on round number 2? Well, we're about to find out. And as we are beginning this second round, who do you think we should go do a quick listening with?
Let's go ahead and do the listen-in with DST, and then if it remains close, we'll get a listen-in with Upper Echelon as well. So, let me go ahead and jump on down with DST, guys.
Tomar que sigue.
Uno está tocado, Lucy, tocado.
Muerto,
voy Lucy, voy Lucy.
Muerto, ven.
Buena.
Tanque.
Tanque a tu izquierda, Lucy, tanque a tu izquierda. Se pegó, a la derecha ahora.
Muerto.
Buena.
Vaya en patio.
Patio y uno.
¿A quién le ayuda el Legend?
Dale. Por muro. Posiblemente otro,
Uno bacán.
Otro más Deli, tengo otro más Deli.
Confirmo. Dele, muro.
Son dos Bacali, uno muro. Tengo racimo, calma.
Muro sigue. Viene 3,
Todos,
boludo.
3 gasos y uno Deli.
Murió uno de blue. Otro más. Uno solo A.
Top Factory.
Buena. Nice.
No lo agarro.
Vamos tractor.
Venga, tractor, ayúdame tractor 1. Venga.
Uno tanque.
Deli. Caja mi.
Muerto, Tograni.
Reaparecí en C.
Roto.
Arco tractor.
Que estuneados en B.
Otro blue.
All right, well, big rotation coming through out of the side of Upper Echelon here. This big rotation specifically for Pengy, And, you know, if we do get some progress on a B, we'll try to jump into the side of upper echelon as well. But we are currently approaching triple cap territory. Oh, the B cap is almost there. That lightning strike that we talked about is going to stray away a couple. Lucifer now pushing up, starting to clear off some of that progress. They get taken down. I think the B cap's coming through. It might be just in time. Gil, let's go ahead and jump on down to the upper echelon while they try to make the comeback happen here.
Go for the tip, bro. We'll
I'm gonna go for.
I'm gonna pop tech now.
Tangy, deli one shot, deli one shot.
Some back alley, just two bottom blue.
Deli.
Thanks for coming.
Deli dead. One more
I'm
mid on B.
On B.
Retreat on B.
He dead.
I want track to dead.
Hey, one back.
Yo, he's one shot. He's one shot.
Deli dead.
Hey, bet, I'm gonna smoke it off 1 second.
Alright. Help me out.
I got one in the back. I got one. We're coming.
Yo, on the CT tank.
Yeah, he got me. I'm one tap.
Bottom blue, bro.
I got one in the mid.
He's on A,
I got both.
Nice. Go. Haystack question.
There's three. Haystack in.
Oh, yeah, Delicious. Core.
The
entrance.
The entrance dead.
Haystack one. And
yeah,
he did.
More. Ping one more. Haystack.
Haystack dead.
Thank you.
Come on, we can get A.
Just one top granny and deep.
Yeah, core, broken.
Got him.
See there. I got C clear.
I got it. Let's go.
Mid street.
Bottom blue. Hey,
Haystack.
Nice.
Bro, core one.
It's funny gas.
Well, I may have jumped the gun a little bit when I said I think they had time. I think they're actually a couple seconds out of double cap being safe. They do need, like, literally only 2 seconds, maybe 3 seconds of triple cap territory here, Gil, and they can still make the comeback happen. But it's got to result from this A cap, and they've been unable to make it happen. Jesus, throwing his life at it every opportunity he can get. But with only 45 seconds to go, they've got to get it now. And Gil, I don't see it happening. You can see DST. They're not even worried about pushing for B right now. They see that they only need the 1 to win, and they just are not giving up A. Now, with them getting spawned out, they're able to hold off A for a while. They even get the C just to rub some salt in the wound. And that is going to be DST coming through with the Game 3 nail bite victory for the 15 points here tonight.
2 + 2 = 4, and that's all the quick math that DST needed. It was so close, but like you mentioned, a double cap was not going to be enough, and on top of that, DST took control over 2 flags there at the end to go over the 200 points mark, taking the victory, taking the dub. Another dub in favor of this LATAM roster, like you mentioned, have been improving like crazy lately, and tonight is going to be no exception. They are once again being on top of their opponents in a really efficient way. Look at Overshot, 30 kills to 19, 12 captures for Lucifer, 33 kills to 20 deaths. Munoz, 24 to 20. And although Aramis and Legend may be on a bit of the negative side of the numbers, the reality is that as a whole, as a team, they truly did a really good job. Even when they were dying, they were making sure that value was taking off of each and every single situation. The way they defended Alpha with everything they had in their power immediately, whenever they died, bounce back onto it, make sure that Upper E had no chance of a triple cap. You said it, only a 2 seconds or 3 triple cap would have made a difference, and DST made sure that that was not even an option in this game. Yellow.
Yeah, I was muted for a second there. I was eating, but we're all done with our chips and guac now, I promise. Yeah, DST, they put up a great fight. Obviously, when we were looking at the final, maybe minute of that game, They put everything they had into holding that A, and when they did start to spawn out, they did still come through and, you know, they capitalized. They rotated over to get that C flip. And I want to say it was OV Shoot that was last on A for the side of DST. But whoever it was, I mean, they single-handedly picked off like 3 people from the side of Upper Echelon that were trying to make that rotation onto the A flag. They didn't allow the triple cap to come through, and they ended up closing things out with a 22 kill advantage in their favor once again. So DST absolutely frying here today. I'm so glad we got a great match between DST and Upper Echelon, but that's going to be DST with the 2-0 victory. We did switch the names on the top over a little bit early there, guys. I'm sorry if you joined us late. That is the 2-1 victory for DST. They'll pick themselves up 15 points here today, but Upper Echelon don't go home empty-handed, Gil. They at least get themselves 5 points to keep them in the standings, and I believe that should bump them up to 50. Yeah, these look like the right updated standings so far for today. And we do have one more match. It's going to be Tribe Gaming versus the Vandals. So here's your current standings, guys. DST in a comfortable 4th right now, right? I mean, they found their way to have a good season here so far. They're doing great in Mobile Mayhem LATAM. And, you know, again, we're still in a position, Gil, where if you look at that 2 through 8 spot, 1 week could shift almost the entire standings up, right? You have a good week for Upper Echelon next week and a bad week for DST, Xplicit, Zygnus, Goofy Goobers, or Mayhem, or 11T, and Upper Echelon are right back in the mix. So this has been a very healthy, competitive season so far for NA. I love to see it. We are going to take a short break, guys, while we get geared up for our final match of the night, which is going to be, once again, Tribe Gaming versus the Vandals. right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. The music should be cutting out right about now. Perfect. And we are here for our Tribe Gaming versus our Vandals matchup. And, Gil, I think we were making note that Tribe literally just finished their Stage 2 placement. Or qualification. 30-0, is that it?
30-0, not dropping a single game against no rank warrior. No one could stop them. Could it be Vandals tonight? Probably not, but we're still gonna find out, Day.
Yeah, they weren't the first team to 30-0, but, you know, coming through with the 30-0 performance is at least something good for them, right? And, you know, looking at this matchup, I feel like largely this is probably just going to be match 31 of their Stage 2 qualifier games for them. We actually had some very disrespectful people in chat earlier coming through saying that they were going to bet $20 that Tribe nukes tonight. And God, let me tell you, I absolutely hope not. That might be a little bit much. I certainly want to see some life out of the Vandals here, and you know, there's plenty of them that I know well enough that I don't want to see my friends get nuked downstream. So we're gonna pray against that.
So.
Yeah, I quite like Kubia and Celestial. I don't know as much about that guy Smoshy / Ying and Little Cupcake, but you know, we'll see what happens here. We do have our best of 3 map selection available, Gil, and if you want to run through those, we'll hopefully be able to get started here shortly.
Did we talk about the maps? We haven't, right?
No, you're gonna go over them right now for us.
All right, match 4, last one of the night, Vandals and Tribe, best of 3, and we're gonna start on Hardpoint Standoff. Moving on to Search and Destroy firing range, and a potential third game of Domination on Summit. The bans from Tribe will be S&D on Takeoff, and from the Vandals is going to be Hardpoint Summit. Dave. Oof, it's gonna be, you know, I'm intrigued to see how good of a fight the side of Vandals can put up against arguably one of the best teams for the time being, as it is Tribe. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts, Dave?
Well, I certainly, you know, don't want to disrespect Vandals here, but do I think they stand a ghost of a chance? Not particularly for Respawn, and it does look like I played the Standoff Search and Destroy trailer on accident. New feature, guys, still getting used to it. I'll do my best, but I certainly did drop the ball a little bit there. And now, Kumiak gonna open things up. First blood on to Marshy. Again, this is typically where Tribe excel a little bit as far as game modes go, but they've also stepped up their Search and Destroy quite a substantial amount. Whereas the Vandals, I think their best performances so far have been in Search and Destroy. In fact, I think their first map win was a Search and Destroy, so definitely got to give them credit moving into this matchup. Celestial gonna get gunned down by Tectonic, who is, oh my goodness, is this really what we're doing?
You mean about weapons from Tribe?
Yeah, I mean, you know what, maybe
I'm watching a 117, a 47, a Razorback. There's a GKS as well, and I'm missing one weapon. I don't know which one it is.
There's two AKs. There's two AKs. Two 47s. Two 47s. Jez and Slothy are both rocking a 47.
For the time being, they're gonna keep things under control for P1 as everybody starts gathering up for the side of.
Smoshy is respawn sniping.
What now?
Smoshy is respawn sniping. He's running around with a Locust Renetti class right now.
And he just got the 4-piece. There you go. 4 kills for Smoshy. Using the Locust, gonna find another knock onto Vague. Probably thinking about. I thought he was gonna take out the pistol. He was like, nah, I'm gonna be sniping at 2 meters away from my opponent. And surprisingly enough, he's the one with the most kills so far for Vandals.
I mean, he's tied for most kills in the lobby right now, Gil. He's actually kind of frying. Oh, gets a hit marker onto Tectonic there. Pops the corner with the Renetti. Surprise, it's Slothy. Comes through with the AK-47, finding the kill. Peeks the corner once again, finds Celestial. Gets the turn and the assist onto that guy. And Tribe, they come through. They've got themselves looking to be about a 75-point lead as we get ready to go into our P3 rotation here, with Vague being the sole member of Tribe making the rotation. Nice little 360, gets a little bit too ego-filled there and gets taken down by Lil Cupcake.
Yeah, Vandals so far with the beginning of the control this point. Little Cupcake finds the kill, goes for the double, gets taken down. Immediately we get the control from that guy. That guy now gonna be pushed by the next opponent, gets the kill. Nonetheless, look at Vandals getting a good chunk of points in a row, but now Tribe coming through the window, now coming through the wall, and everybody inside of the hill are gonna be finding the points that they need and getting closer to the triple digits mark here, they.
Yo, chat, you guys can say all you want that Tribe are trolling, but what if we just changed the wording a little bit here? What if instead of trolling, it's equalizing the playing field and you know, giving a team that has certainly had their struggles, that it's going up against the -- team in the region, a chance to
They're
have a
still
good
trying to
showing.
win, right? On Tribe.
Oh, I mean, they have a 100-point lead. This is equalizing the playing field a little bit. Smashy is formerly Ying for this team, guys. I ain't never seen him pop off this hard, and it's against one of the stronger teams they could have gone against.
Well, right now with the sniper gonna miss that shot, trying to clean through the wall, missing those shots. Unfortunately, gets taken down inside of Market on the second floor. We're gonna have Tectonic with the Annihilator. 6 bullets on to the chamber, finds the first blood until Lil Cupcake goes for kill number 2, misses the shot, goes for the third, gets spotted by Smashy. His snipes are too hard to handle. Unfortunately for him, the use of the cluster strike is gonna deny that entrance there. Finally gonna be able to walk by, gets taken down. His ally does as well. Lil Cupcake trying to get the control and gets it by eliminating Jazz now through that door. Finds the double, goes for the triple, almost getting a 4-piece. Lil Cupcake now showing the best that Lil Cupcake can. But yeah, we've seen so far a couple of good plays by Vandals. Maybe not enough to be winning the game, but certainly showing their skill.
All right, well, I think. Oh man, do we do a listen-in with the Vandals, or do we just do Tribe, or what do you think, Gil? What do you think?
What do I think? I think we could
I
go
think
with...
this is about as close as it's gonna get. If we're gonna do a listening with the Vandals, it's kind of gotta be now. But
okay, let's go with Vandals. Let's go with it.
All right. Hopefully it's not too rough over there.
Yeah, tractor, bro.
Stop running. Yo!
Brain dead.
I'm getting turned on. I got turned on. No.
Oh my fucking god, bro.
Tectonic shooting my body.
Big shooting mine. Fucking. Top granny.
Right, Sloppy, I swear to God, I'm smacking.
Do you know if any of them are on streaks or no?
No, none of them.
Okay, good. There's one, Deli.
On the 5, but that's about it.
Yo, one gas.
Nice, that guy. You're just. Oh,
bro, I'm here for an point, bro. I swear. I kill 3, bro. Like, look at my bullshit, bro. I kill 3.
Oh my God, yeah, the purifier.
Damn, bro, can you miss the spread?
Oh, one's top, dead. Never mind.
Fucking back alley.
Alright, well, I certainly gotta say that the comms weren't necessarily bad, guys, but it was certainly a team that sounds like they knew they were defeated coming on into this matchup. So we'll try to jump in with Tribe real quick as well, get the listen-ins there as they get ready to close things out. And you know, I expect there's probably some trolley comms going on there too.
Called me.
They have Tech 5. They have Tech 5. Fucker, you dead? Don't worry.
Nice.
Yo, I'm gonna fist him. Oh, he's sniping. Never mind.
To court.
Yo, he up there, Tech. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Barrel. One's a blow. Second, we spawn barrel.
Oh,
he actually peeked it.
On the alley.
Go back at you. I'm gonna fist
Get
it
his
for you.
action.
Oh, thanks.
One cubby.
I'm born.
Oh, yeah.
Barrel, man. Double dead. Barrel.
Yo, they're low on point. Less
Oh,
than
on
low on the
stairs. You need contest.
All right, well, that guy does not contest there at the end. He was dangerously low, but he was the only person that could remotely get his feet on the hill. Didn't quite get back in time, and that's going to be the Tribe win coming through. And a fairly convincing one at that, Gil. Not only did they dominate in the score and in the kill feed, but they did it with some off-meta weapon choices, to say the least.
Man, when you say off meta, what about Tectonic with the GKS though? Like, how off meta is the GKS with Tectonic?
Very.
I think this dude has been
very.
Bro, I think it does like the, in a way, the signature weapon of him. Of course, he's not using it as much because it's not technically meta, but you know, my man's allowed to use that weapon, and well, it seems like today was the chance for him to bring it back onto us, and well, he got a good chunk of kills, 21 to be specific. That game is over, and well, 250 to 50 dub for Tribe. We're gonna be moving on to S&D. The day. Someone mentioned that in chat as well. It sounded like Vandals was having fun, and honestly, down for that. You know, when you're against the best of the best, it's not gonna be easy. So might as well enjoy the time, while at the same time, of course, trying your best, but just not get too frustrated like some could. You know.
Yeah, and I certainly do think there was at least maybe a little bit of frustration in the comms. Not a lot, actually. Again, I think you may have missed it when I first came back in. I was like, it's not a team that is frustrated with each other, but it's certainly a team that sounded like you could hear it in their voice that, you know, coming into today, they had accepted defeat. Like they did not believe in themselves to have a chance here. And that's just the reality. But, you know, again, I like that even in that instance, they weren't putting each other down, right? That is something that we've certainly gone into listen-ins with teams before where they're getting destroyed and they're just like, no, why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing that? And that is not the comms that we got out of the Vandals there. They just kind of came through, did their bit of practicing. I think Ying / Smossy / Xcal / my least favorite player in the COD Mobile competitive scene. And as much as I want to say, I mean that in the most respectful way possible. I think everybody has heard me talk enough about that, and you know, hopefully he's turned his act around. That's about all I've got to say on that. He did put up 22 kills respawn sniping, so maybe got himself some clips for his content there. But we are gearing up for our search and destroy, which is going to be on a firing range, Gilmania.
Firing range indeed. A new game, a new opportunity for us to witness these two fight one another. Of course, it's not the first time that we've seen matches like this, and like they said, it's nothing against the side of Vandals, of course. It's just that we know the skill that Tribe can bring in to the table, and there are no there's no news being said so far in here. You know, they are playing to their own game, of course, using off-meta picks, but at the same time still pushing towards an active win. It's not necessarily that they are just camping in a corner without really going for objectives or something like that. They were actually going for the OVJ. And well, now they're gonna be starting on the offensive role, and I'm intrigued to see if Tribe will be thinking about actually going for a bomb plant here on firing range, or if they will be rooting for just, you know, ego challenging their opponents here.
Well, we are just waiting on a couple players to get readied up, and we'll get you guys into that action as soon as we possibly can. Waiting on Jez, Marshy, Cupcake, and that guy, and we'll get you in. I expect this to probably be a quick 2-0 in favor of Tribe, but again, I think one of the things that we do got to give the Vandals credit for is their one map win that they've come through in a season that not only was their roster assembled late, they came into the season late, right? They filled in for a team that disbanded and dropped out. So that is certainly something to at least consider here. So they come into the season late. Their one map that they've won so far is Search and Destroy, and you know, that's at least an opportunity where, again, I don't think they necessarily have a real chance to win. But I certainly at least hope they have a chance to put up a fight, and especially if Tribe is not going to use meta options.
You know, I just love the comment I saw in chat. They beefing with a pro player, like that's what's going on. You know, it is what it is. Sometimes it happens. They does have some beef and has to like show it to us in a way, I guess.
Listen here, if you were part of the competitive scene last year, you also don't like Xcal. Let's be real here. So again, that's why I said hopefully he's turned his attitude and his outlook on the game and the competitive scene around, because you know, there's certainly some better sportsmanship that can be involved, right? So call it what you want, but that is the reality, and now we're just waiting on Slothy and Kumia to get ready, and we'll get you guys into this game. We possibly see Game 3 here. Unlikely, but again, this is, I think, where Vandals stand the biggest chance of getting some real points on the board.
We're still gearing towards starting this game, but Slothy may have some other plans. Come on, Slothy, ready up, my friend. There you go. Everybody's ready. We are all set to roll. And as you mentioned that you've struggled with this new feature that I do get a mention. I love it. You know, it seems so cool. Like the production value that it gains off of that. It's pretty nice. I love it. I like that that showing of the map before we start the game itself.
Yeah,
very nice. But S&D on firing range.
It's definitely better than sitting there watching a player stand still with a timer counting down in front of them for 20 seconds, right?
Yeah.
Infinitely better.
It sure is. Jess just took the first blood. Oh, actually, Jesus, what? Smushy takes the first blood with a surprise, the MK2. Would you take a look at that? Now he's heard another enemy pushing from behind. Goes for the second kill and gets it. Slothy bites the dust. That's another kill for Smushy. And that's
Kumia has a
perfect
Pharaoh.
opportunity for Smushy. Wait, who?
Kumia has a Pharaoh.
There you go. Like, it seems like they were down to Tribe's plans, you know?
This seemed like the greatest opportunity for Vandals to get something going here, and they are instead also going off meta. Tech has an FR556. Jez, okay, he's got a DLQ. I mean, like, that's like the meta sniper, right? So we can't really talk too much about that. Marshy's got an LK, Kumia's got a Pharaoh, Celestial's got a DLQ, and Smoshy's got a damn MK2 in hand. What are we watching here? And why are we watching it?
Why are we watching? That's the greatest question in there, but this will be probably a round in favor of Tribe, as there's only 12 seconds on the clock. Celestial, the only player alive here with DLQ, misses the first shot, goes out of that tunnel to find a double, gets pushed over by those gloves. She tried her hardest not to get knocked out by a punch onto the face, but unfortunately that was not the case. She got caught, she got killed, and that's the first point for none other than Tribe Gaming.
Yeah, Hawkey, no nuke. That's right. When you were betting $20 earlier that Tribe was gonna nuke the Vandals, didn't happen, bud.
Yep.
Where's the 5 gifted subs?
20. Drop it. Want to see it? Come on, show them to us.
That guy also has a Pharaoh. Kuma has a Pharaoh. Lil Cupcake has an HVK.
Kuma's shooting at a
Vague's got a Quexer. We've got all of Tribe in the tower. What are we watching right now? Why is this what's happening?
Lil Cupcake got one. Ah, got taken down by Marshy. Marshy gets a double. Marshy with the LK24 looking for a triple against that guy. But that guy, he's not going to be that guy. He's going to be trying to get the kill. Gets only a hit marker. Gets taken down. And Kumia is in a 1v4. Bomb is going to be planted. So they're making sure that the time is in their favor. While at the same time maintaining the high ground, you know. people say that high ground is important. They're taking that way too seriously here.
Listen, I think there was grounds for Tribe to, again, I think the wording I'm gonna stick with here is play with some non-meta weapon choices, okay? I think there is some safety net of Tribe doing that, okay? They equalize the playing field a little bit. Maybe they have an opportunity, but the Vandals also using off meta. Okay, listen, it's kind of fun, it's kind of goofy, but Vandals, like, you guys should really be putting your best foot forward here. You came in, and obviously we talked in the respawns about the comms where, you know, it already sounds like you've accepted defeat, but this was a great opportunity for you to at least get practice in as a team, right? Not everybody can get scrims with a tier 1 team, and if you want me to be honest with you, I bet you the Vandals probably don't get many scrim opportunities with the likes of the NYSL Mayhem, Zygnus, Tribe, the Goofy Goobers. So this feels like a bit of a wasted opportunity to me.
Oh, right now they got the player advantage, but as soon as he said that, Tribe, Tectonic gets one, Bay gets taken down, Kumia looking to get some more, looking for get that kill, and does. Last player alive is going to be Marshy in a 1 versus 2, 22 seconds on the clock. This could be the first opportunity we see around for the side of Vandals. Marshy just keeping the distance with the opponents, finds the two of them at the same time, and Kumia with that Renetti combo alongside with Faro. Bomb is going to be defused, and first point for the Vandals. And yeah, I think you're right. You're most definitely right. The fact that, of course, maybe Tribe may not be using their top strategies. They're still looking to win the game, and by them doing that, it's already hard enough for plenty of teams. And, well, Vandals is not taking that opportunity too well for the time being. And look at... Oh, they're all pushing through jungle, and look at Kumia. Already behind all of them. Can Kumia get there on time, though? That's the biggest question. Gonna find Big. Oh. Yep.
Part of me really wanted to roast Marshy a little bit for dying to a Pharaoh, but he also had an LK in hand, so how much can we really roast him, right? So
yeah.
Right now, Celestial left alone in a 1 versus 3. She's only got 1 kill on board. Jazz knows where she's at, so can allow Marshy to start making that rotation over. Did Marshy pick up the MK? He did. Oh god. Oh, he's trick shotting. Oh, poor Celestial. This is rough. Finds 1. I'm kind of glad we got to see Marshy try to trick shot with a no scope MK2, but and he almost hit it too. That's, I think, the worst part is he almost hit it.
Celestial almost got a wallbang over there onto Tectonic too, but 2 out of 2 situations unfortunately missed there. 1 by Marshy, 1 by Celestial. This is a 3-1 lead in favor of Tribe, and I mean, if they're chilling, we are taking it pretty chill as well, you know, just waiting to see what the next move is going to be from both of these teams. Now I think we should go with Jess, who's gonna find multiple enemies here, finds the first blood there. Slothy gets another one, but gets taken down by Smooshy. Smooshy yet again causing some pain with that MK2. The defense is not really gonna come through, as the bomb is gonna be planted by Bay over at B right now.
My goodness, this is... Listen, this is kind of hard.
This is something else.
This is kind of hard to watch, okay? Listen, when you, Gil, get to cast fun shit, okay, like, you know, Tribe versus Zygnus melee only search and destroy, like, that's fun, right? Because the teams are even. When you get a instance like this where you've got, like, the best team in the league versus the not best team in the league, then both sides are trolling. It is certainly not as fun, because even though you could say it equalizes the playing field a little bit, like, Tribe is still just, like, so substantially better that it does make it very, very difficult, right?
Certainly does. In here yet again, Marshy finds a kill with those gloves. Slothy does as well. Everybody using those to hunt for those kills.
Oh goodness.
2 more sniped shots, and Lil Cupcake, the last hope here with a deagle in hand, lands 2 shots on 2 different opponents, which equals to no kill for the squad. No kills means, well, Lil Cupcake's dead. and so are most of the opportunities for the Vandals. Tribe will begin round number 7 with the thought in mind that they are a single round away from cleaning this 2-0. That, in a way, I feel like they knew what the potential outcome was going to be looking like.
There's no way you let Vague get that kill. Oh, Cupcake, what was going on there? My dude, that's rough. That's really rough. That guy is now pushed up. I mean, all of Tribe are pretty much using boxing gloves at this point. Smoshy, aka Ying, aka Xcal, gonna come through with 1, but Slothy is there for the refrag, and Tribe have themselves a 3-2 advantage. They're on match point. Not only map point, but match point. And Smoshy has boxing gloves out! My dude, this is not an even matchup! You should be trying, you should be practicing, you should be working on getting strategies built together with your stream or team. This is like your one opportunity.
All up to you now. Finish the mission.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I just stopped talking. I just stopped talking after I watched.
It was too much. You had to take
miss an entire magazine of Pharaoh. Okay, from. I can't.
I mean, at some point, like I mentioned, I saw, I think it was Kumia, straight on shooting at a box, just out of pure joy, I guess. And well, there was that, fellas. That was the last match of the night. That was a 2-0 sweep by the Tribe Gaming Gang. And when Vandals, they played against Tribe, I guess. At least they tried. Oh, did they though? Marshy got 12 though. Look at that, Marshy. Dropping some numbers.
LK Prize Fighters OP class, bro. OP. That's what
Sir.
all of you guys obviously need to go run in ranked right now is LK24, okay? That's what we gotta see here. Yeah, chat's catching up now and watching that Pharaoh spray just be miserable to watch, but yeah, that's gonna be the 2-0 victory coming through for Tribe, guys. And that is going to be the last match of the night for us, Gil. Thank you so much for being here. It's always a pleasure to get to cast with you.
It was my pleasure as well. You know, we had plenty of fun across these multiple matches. Well, it was the last one, and not necessarily the most shining of them all, but, you know, he had his moments. He had his moments for sure. A pleasure as always. You know, I love casting with you, my friend. It's always fun. It truly is always fun. You can be so freaking random. I've said it in the past.
We might even get to cast together this Sunday. Now that I think about it, because Verdict's going to be out of town.
Sunday. True. Oh, true. Yeah.
Be neat.
I mean, I was not too sure what the. Look at that. I was not too sure how that. I haven't been told how that's going to be working out. But
I haven't either. I just started thinking about it.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know either. So that'd be kind of cool.
Hopefully it is a reality.
I like getting cast with you, Gil. It's a good time. We started the stream off with some Spanish that I think was pretty decent. Okay, I think if I'm gonna say so myself, I think I did all right. And yeah, it was just it was a fairly good night for Mobile Mayhem NA today. We had some really great matches. I think specifically DST versus Upper Echelon, as well as what was our other matchup that was really good?
Xplicit and Goofy Goobers.
Xplicit and Goofy Goobers. Yeah, that was another really good matchup. So here are your results for the day, guys. Not fully updated with the Tribe 2-0 over Vandals, but that was the final score. So we did have the 2-0 Mayhem win over Zygnus. Unfortunately, Zygnus was experiencing some technical difficulties since we literally started the first game and his internet went out. Like, just went out. He tried to get into the lobby for game 2 on LTE. Couldn't make it happen. They brought in Zy, but Mayhem just looking a little bit too strong, especially with the return of Little B to that roster. Goofy Goobers versus Xplicit. Great match, definitely worth the rewatch. So it'll be available over on my YouTube for everybody, and it'll be available on Trovo for subscribers. Upper Echelon versus DST, the 2-1 victory for DST coming through. Same thing, will be available on the YouTube. and will only be available for subs on Trovo. And Tribe with that 2-0 victory over Vandals. It does put our current standings at this, which is going to be Tribe in first place, Gil, with 155 points. Dropping down to second.
This is the most I've seen.
Yeah, it's up there. Because, I mean, second place is 95. Second place is like, basically, there's no scenario where Tribe don't finish top 2, right? So they're pretty much locked in for a bye on qualifiers if things keep going well for them, which I certainly expect they will be. I think we've only got 2 weeks of competition left, so really running out of days to make plays happen. And we're still in that scenario where you look at the number 2 through number 8 spot, and a single week could turn things around for any of these teams. You've got Goofy Goobers at 95, Zygnus at 90, DST and Xplicit are tied for 4th with 75. You've got the Mayhem at 70, Team 11T 65, and Upper Echelon at 50.
That'll be a fancy weekday. It's going to be a fancy week. And if I'm not mistaken, this next week will be the last one before going onto playoffs, right?
I can actually pull it up and I will double check with you right now. That is correct. Yeah, we have Tuesday and Thursday of next week, so 2 opportunities for, you know, some points here at the end of the season. And then on the 24th, we will be doing the quarterfinals and semifinals. And on the 26th, we will do the 3rd place match and the grand finals. So thank you guys all for being here. Big shout out to Gil for coming in and filling in for Verdict, who is having a lovely weekend, or extended weekend rather, with I'm unsure if he just went somewhere with the wife or if it's the whole family, but either way, got to get those priorities in here, and you know, we're glad that he's able to do so. Big shout out to the admin team doing all the work in the background. You know, again, big shout out to Gil for coming through and casting with us here today. And the biggest shout out certainly has to go to both the teams for coming through and playing, as well as the viewers for coming through and making all of this possible. So we're going to get a raid geared up for you guys. We've got a quick word from COD Mobile on the way out, and we'll see you guys next time.